Welcome to yet another UCL Fantasy live stream, and so much news to go over. I'm going to be repeating myself a lot because new people will be coming in and they won't be fully aware of what's happening. But seriously, you name a club and then there's a piece of news there that affects our UCL Fantasy teams, and it is unfortunate. I'll be answering or trying to answer every single one of your questions for sure, as always. But I actually have my own problems also to deal with, and you're going to see me stress live. If you enjoy that sort of thing, then you'll definitely enjoy this video. But yeah, I haven't had a great season anyway, and I don't know, at the moment what it seems like is whatever decision I make, the opposite will happen. So I'll be damned if I do, I'll be damned if I don't, and hopefully whatever decisions I end up making, they pay off. But yeah, I've got issues all around my team, and where do we start? But firstly, I'm going to address all of you in the live chat. So welcome Ali, welcome here. And yeah, Chandler, the thumbnail I realize is a bit funny. It looks like he's basically got no arms, but yeah. Any good 6.1 million forward and below? To be honest, the first name that comes up is Braithwaite. The fact that Messi, Coutinho, and Ter Stegen are out, I nearly said Suarez. I think Braithwaite could be a great option if he starts. He's 5.8 million, and I think he could do great. And to be honest, on a wildcard or something like that, and I keep mentioning it, but if I did have one, I'd probably get him in instead of Traore. So he's definitely the standout option there. And in terms of the problems that you see in front of you, look, I've basically got four key problems here. Now, Ferran Torres wouldn't be an issue if he started, or at least, I don't know if he's going to start. Pep Guardiola is very frustrating, and I knew that when bringing Ferran Torres in. Lewandowski's going to be rested. He's one of three Bayern Munich players, as I said in my preview yesterday, to be rested for this week's match. So him, Manuel Neuer, and Goretzka. And when you look at Danilo, why are you going to get rid of Danilo potentially? Well, Andrea Pirlo in his press conference today, he said that Danilo and Cuadrado could actually miss out. And that's awful news because, it's just more transfers waiting to happen. And if I made all four of these, that's a -8 yet again. And I hate taking -8s, especially on UCL Fantasy. And as for Thomas Meunier, fantastic player in UCL Fantasy terms. But guess what? He's out because he's got an injury, and his manager today confirmed that he is definitely out for this week. Will he be out for match day 6? Who knows, but ideally you'd want to get someone else in, and there are a lot of options around this price bracket. So I've got a lot of problems at the moment, and I want your opinions. So in terms of replacements for Lewandowski, as I said in my video before, the likes of Morata, Ronaldo, and Zapata come out. Now, unfortunately, because Messi is going to be rested, I'm not going to go for him. So it'd be between those three, I think. So Zapata, Morata, or Ronaldo. Who should I get? Let me know down in the comments section. I know a lot of you have been suggesting Lukaku, but if I'm being honest, compared to those three, I'm not as keen. Immobile, actually, I know the fixture is tough, but I'm pretty keen on Immobile. But I'm not too sure apart from that. And as for the others, Ferran Torres, replacements for him, Bruno Fernandes is the standout for me. Then there's Rashford, Stindl even. And apart from that, Cuadrado's going to be rested probably. There is Sterling and KDB, but it's going to be more of the same thing if I bring in another City asset, because with Guardiola, you never know. And they have a pretty easy game on paper at the weekend, but yeah, they're still going to be taking the Premier League seriously, at least. So here we go. And let me read out your questions now. Welcome all about FPL. Sad to know that Meunier's out. It is, and I literally got him in last week and he did the business for me, and now he's out again. It's an absolute shambles. Were you live long time ago? No, I literally went live 3 minutes ago at 4 o'clock as the schedule suggested. Can you do a wildcard team? I'm wildcarding. Well, to be honest, yeah, I can do that in a bit. I can show you a wildcard team, what I would wildcard to. But to be honest, yeah, match day 5 and 6, it's just so hard to predict. If you wildcard now, there is the kind of possibility that some of the players you bring in for match day 5 are not going to be useless, but some of them are going to be benched and stuff for match day 6. So it's really hard to play wildcard this season, not only in FPL, but with Champions League especially, with the amount of rotation that happens. Rumours Adrian could be starting. Yeah, Chandler, that's another thing I forgot, because Alisson wasn't actually in the pictures for training, so it looks like he could be out. So anyone who owns any Liverpool defensive assets, you're probably going to be a bit annoyed about that. Okay, Akrav, you say Zapata. To be honest, the reason why I'm kind of doubting him is because in the last game against Liverpool, Zapata didn't even start. He came on from the bench. So I'm not too sure about him. But I do think if he starts against Midtjylland, he could be just absolute fire. So yeah, I'm not sure what to do in that case. And in don't take hits, it's okay. Sometimes players aren't playing, especially don't take hit for defenders. Yeah, true. The thing is with hits, I think in UCL Fantasy for defenders anyway, I think it's more feasible to take hits. But in FPL, because you don't get ball recovery points and stuff like that, then I would definitely say never take hits for defenders in FPL unless you're funding a move for someone like Bruno, which I did for game week 10. But apart from that, I would say never do it. But for UCL Fantasy, a -4 isn't too bad, I guess. But -8, like I said, I don't want to do it. I really don't want to do it. So I need your help, all of you, your opinions, and hopefully we can help each other out. Zapata, good fixture. Yeah, it's a great fixture. And not just that, Atalanta, they're third at the moment, so they're going to be really pushing, even in Matchday 6 when they face Ajax. And there could be plenty of goals in that game, to be fair. Ronaldo or Zapata? Well, that's the question, David. I have the same question that I'm asking you lot. It's between them two and Morata for me. And to be honest, the good thing about Zapata is the fixture. And apart from that, it's also the amount of money he saves you compared to Ronaldo. So it's a really tough one. I would say if both of them start, I would actually go for Zapata. But otherwise, I'm not too sure. £9 million midfielder. Should I keep Meunier? Well, it depends on your team, Dr. Swan. I mean, in my case, I probably will get rid of him, but it's just not ideal. I want him back for Matchday 6. I mean, who do they play Matchday 6? Zenit. It is away, but yeah, I would want him back. That's the problem. I literally just got him back in as well. So I'm not sure about Meunier. It depends on your situation. If you have no other fires to put out and you're really happy with your team, then I would suggest getting rid of him so you have more options from the bench. Otherwise, you could keep him. As for £9 million midfielders, it's a really tough one. I mean, if you don't have Jota, you could go for someone like Rashford if you can afford it. Let's look at the midfielders quickly. I did mention Stindl before. He's another one you could go for. Gundogan's decent. I think he should start, but then again, I can't tell you for sure. If Cuadrado was starting, then I would say, you know what, he's all right, I guess. He is cheap, but you know he does well for his price, but he might be rotated tomorrow as well. Ferran Torres, if he starts, he's good, but that's just another headache that I have at the moment, so I'm not too sure. So for 9 million, if you can afford it, Bruno, Rashford, or Stindl, I think, and maybe Koeman if you think he's going to play, but just I'm not even sure. No Messi. Yeah, Krishna, Messi's not going to play. He's not playing. He's been left out of the squad. Same with ter Stegen and Coutinho, and that's what I mean. There's been a lot of news recently about multiple players being rested for the week, and Messi is one of them yet again, it seems, unfortunately. Koeman play or not? I can't tell you for sure, and the fact that Lewandowski's been rested, Goretzka and Neuer, it shows that Bayern are really focusing on the Bundesliga yet again because they've already qualified. So, I mean, they don't really have to push that much, and this is a great chance for Atletico Madrid to get a result, and hopefully this means that Lodi can get some points for me. But yeah, Koeman, Joao Felix, Jota, Ferran Torres. Yeah, I agree, David, apart from the ones that I mentioned as well. Romero or instead of Meunier? Yeah, that's the thing. The problem with Christian Romero as well, and this is what I mean about whatever decision I'm thinking of, I kind of already think of the negatives as well. I think Christian Romero could be a great choice, but what kind of puts me off is that he actually didn't even play at the weekend, and I'm not sure if it's because he's being rested or whatever. And in the 5-0 loss to Liverpool, he actually didn't even start. He was on the bench and he was fully fit and everything like that. But when he did play, he was man of the match at Anfield. So to be honest, I think he should start, and I think he'd be a great replacement for Meunier. It's something that I've considered, and I think if he plays, he's going to do well because he actually gets points even when they concede a lot of goals. Against Ajax in Matchday 1, Atalanta conceded 2 goals, but guess how many points Romero got? 7, because he made 19 ball recoveries, and that's the sort of thing I want from UCL Fantasy assets. So I would recommend Romero, but if he doesn't start, then this is what I mean, like there's literally nothing you can do. Robertson for Liverpool. Well, Sunil, the problem with that is too many injuries. I know Matip, I think, is back in training and he could play, but the fact that Alisson is probably out, I don't know, it kind of spells danger for Liverpool. And even if they win, they could concede 1 or 2 goals. So I'm not too sure about Robertson, to be fair. Salah or Bruno? I think Salah, but it's a tough one because both teams, Liverpool and United, they go through with a win, and after that, they might get rotated for game week 6, so it's a really difficult situation. But I think Salah has slightly better fixtures, and if he plays in Matchday 6 against Midtjylland, that is gold. I think it could be a lot of points for Salah. I would like to have both, but yeah, I'd say Salah. Haaland captain. Well, as I will show you now, My captain at the moment is Salah for the Tuesday, but for Wednesday, I still would captain Haaland. He's so reliable, so why not? I know Lazio are a decent team, but Haaland is Haaland. So yeah, I would say Haaland can be your captain for the Wednesday, but remember, you can captain someone on the Tuesday, and if he doesn't do well, then you could always go to Haaland in the end on the Wednesday. Remember that. Felix for Ilicic by taking a -4 hit. Worth it. If that's Ilicic in for Felix, then I would say it could be worth it, yeah. But if it's the other way around, I wouldn't do that. Definitely not. I don't trust Atletico Madrid offensively, and Felix is part of that, unfortunately. Pedri, Foden, Casemiro, or Rakitic? I've discussed all of them before. Casemiro is obviously going to be the best in terms of ball recoveries, and if he starts, he'll at least get 4 points or more, a bit like Barrios most of the time. Pedri could be a very nice differential for you, and Rakitic as well, to be fair. But I'm not sure. Out of those picks, I think I would go for either Foden or Rakitic, but I'm not too keen on any of them. Pep Roulette for Foden is what puts me off. With Pedri, I'm not sure. Koeman likes to rotate a lot between his attackers. Casemiro, he should be back, and he's a good option, to have for your defensive midfielders and ball recoveries. And Rakitic, he's decent, but Chelsea up next. And I think Sevilla have already gone through, so they might rotate. So it's a really tough question, but I'd say Foden or Rakitic. He's been left out of the squad. Same with ter Stegen and Coutinho. Yeah, exactly, Alejandro. Pella, I'm not sure what that is about. Limitless team: Haaland, Zapata, Ronaldo, Messi dropped, Salah, Sancho, Sterling, Fernandes, Stindl, Angelino, Romero, Hakimi, was Meunier, Dest, De Ligt, Ederson, ter Stegen. Suggest changes. I think that's pretty good. You could go for Szczesny instead of ter Stegen. I'm not sure about Hakimi, if I'm being honest. I know he's got a lot of attacking potential, but I don't know. I just haven't seen it from Inter Milan this season, and I wouldn't go near him. So I would get someone else in for him. I like the rest of the team, though, I have to say. I really do. In terms of who you could get for Hakimi, that's a tough one. Let me look at for you. Let me see. You've said Angelino. Let's see. Meunier would have been perfect for that, but obviously he's not even available now. That's great. Let's look. You could go for a double Atalanta defense and go for Gosens. I think you could get some attacking returns there against Midtjylland. But if you're not too keen on that, let's look at one more possible alternative for you. Joao Cancelo, I think he will start. I can't tell you for sure, but Joao Cancelo could be a good choice for you if he starts. Do you think he's going to start? It's up to you, really. But yeah, he got rested at the weekend. I think Mendy will play in the league. Same with Walker, so I think Cancelo will play. And he could be good for you. And if not, you could go for another Barcelona defender, but then again, they've already qualified, so that's a tough one. Koeman has played a lot of league football and Champions League, so he might come off the bench if Bayern are struggling. That's true. And to be fair, they've already got Sane and I've nearly forgot the other guy already. Sane, Koeman. Who's the other guy? I'm already forgetting. Gnabry. How could I forget Gnabry, the main man last season? But yeah, Bayern have a lot of options. That's the thing. And they've already qualified. They can do whatever they want. It doesn't matter. Benzema will be a good option or not. I think he's decent. I've seen some people tell me that they have a good feeling about him. But if I'm being honest, I just don't see it. And I would rather go for the likes of Zapata, Morata, Ronaldo, Haaland, etc. Even Braithwaite. So I'm not too sure at the moment. Let's look at three other ones. Looking for differentials like Felix, Pedri, Stindl, or Szoboszlai. Szoboszlai could be a very good differential. I hope Arsenal sign him. I think Ilicic from those you mentioned is the best. That's my opinion, Dr. Swan. Could also go for a Gladbach striker like Thuram, Stindl, or Pli against the weak Inter defence. That is true, Adam. It's just that I'm not even too sure. I think they're all good suggestions, definitely. And I think from those that you mentioned, I think Stindl was probably my favourite. But he would have to come in for Ferran Torres because he is marked as a midfielder on this game. So it's a tough one. Yeah, it's a tough one. I'm not even sure what I'm going to do at the moment, to be honest. I have 1 hour and a half to decide, so we'll have to wait and see. Who will be the perfect change for Koeman? Diego Jota if you don't have him, but I'm not even sure if he's going to start. To be honest, if you have the money, Bruno Fernandes and Rashford are great choices. And if not, like we were discussing, Stindl, he could be the best option for you. And, he costs less than Koeman. But maybe Koeman will play and maybe he'll do well. So I'm not too sure about getting rid of him, to be honest. Wait, what's wrong with Lewandowski? Yeah, Dr. Swan. So I posted a video yesterday, a Gameweek 11, I'm thinking of FPL, a Gameweek 5 preview for UCL Fantasy. And as I said there, Hansi Flick in his press conference said that Lewandowski, Neuer and Goretzka are all out for this week because they're being rested. And the Barcelona are doing the same thing with the likes of Messi, Ter Stegen and Coutinho. So Lewandowski's not going to play. He's not going to play at all unless Hansi Flick is a liar and we're all just going to, hate his guts. But I'm pretty sure, he's telling the truth. Gosens instead of Romero. In terms of attacking potential, Miguel, I think, yeah, definitely. But the thing with Romero that I really like I said, and I'll just show you now, I'll demonstrate it. I know he missed this game, but look at this. He conceded... Wait, let's look. So he got the clean sheet against Midtjylland. And how many ball recoveries did he get in this game? He got 14. And now look, he conceded 2 goals to Ajax and he got 19 ball recoveries. So he got 7 points overall. And once again, man of the match against Liverpool, 11 ball recoveries and the clean sheet. This guy is just so good. If he plays, I think he will... maybe the ceiling isn't as high as Gosens, but Cristian Romero guarantees you at least 5 points or more because of the ball recoveries. And he's a great defender. I hope to see him in the national team one day. And yeah, that's why I prefer Romero. But Gosens, he's probably a bit more nailed. That's what I would say. And he's got the attacking threat. So if you have the money, go for Gosens. But I just like Romero if he starts. That's my opinion. Sancho maybe, Gomez. Yeah, they're good choices to be honest. But you can't have everyone. And I prefer Haaland. And I probably prefer Zapata if he starts. But who can tell? Sancho or Jota? If he starts, I would go for Jota, but Sancho's been recapturing a bit of his old form recently, so it's up to you if how much money you have. But I prefer Jota. I think he's better value for money. Should I keep Pedri? Won't Sportiello play? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Golini, I think it was, got injured, so then Sportiello came on. I think that's how it was. If not, it's the other way around. And as for Pedri, you might as well keep him. I think he's going to play. I mean, the likes of Messi and Coutinho aren't playing. You would expect Pedri to play a part. And he is quite cheap. Is Meunier out? Yes, Brendan. Unfortunately, he is out, and that's why I'm thinking of getting rid of him. It's just such a big shame. I've slapped the captaincy on Ilicic for tonight. I mean, that's a great differential captaincy. If I had Zapata, or if I do bring him in, I might do that myself. I might go for an Atalanta attacker. But it's tough. I mean, if not, you always have the Wednesday. That's the good thing about UCL Fantasy, and good luck with your captaincy. Mbappe in place of Doski. It's up to you, mate. I'm not really too sure about Mbappe. I don't know if you've noticed, but Mbappe hasn't scored a Champions League goal since November last year. And now that I've said that, he'll probably score against Man United. But yeah, I'm just not too sure about Mbappe. I think you can get better choices. But if you are confident in him, go for him. But I'm just not sure. Is Fabinho playing? I think he will, Sunil, but I can't tell you for sure. Liverpool are going to be playing a strong lineup against Ajax. But we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see, Sunil. I'm not sure, but I think he will play. Diaz or Cancelo? I think Cancelo, if he starts, if you think he's going to start, I would go for Cancelo. But then again, I'm not sure. I'm tired of guessing or trying to second guess Pep Guardiola. It's just absolutely pointless, to be honest. Azpilicueta will likely start. Yeah, that's true, but he's got Sevilla, and I'm not too keen on Chelsea defenders. I've already got Mendy as well, and I'm not going to take a -4 for Mendy because I've already got enough fires to put out at the moment. My transfers: Romero in, Meunier out, Ilicic in, Coutinho out, Szoboszlai in, Jota out. That looks pretty good. The only thing is that Jota coming out might cost you, but if he doesn't play and Szoboszlai, bags 2 goals or a hat-trick like he did at the weekend, that could be very good. So good luck for you. Hopefully all the transfers pay off, except for the Jota one. Hopefully Jota does well regardless. Is Coutinho going to start? David, like I said, Coutinho's not in the squad. According to Bleacher Report, him, Messi and Ter Stegen are out. They're not in the squad. They have been rested, so he shouldn't be playing. Would you keep Koeman or Tete or transfer out Bruno or Stindl? To be honest, I would probably transfer out Tete, if anything. Unless you're saying you're going to get Tete in for Koeman. And if you want to get rid of Koeman so much, I would definitely recommend Bruno, and if not, Stindl. But yeah, if anything to do with Tete, I wouldn't have him in my team, so I would get rid of him. And if you're thinking of bringing him in, I don't think you should, but it's up to you. Is Messi not playing? No, he's not. Like I said, Messi, Coutinho and Ter Stegen are not playing. So Lewandowski and Meunier aren't playing. Great. That exactly. And Danilo might not play for me as well. That's fantastic. Ferran Torres might be benched. That's great. Thank you, Pep Guardiola. You're a great man. So yeah, this is what me and AGDC. I'm not sure, to be honest. Zapata or Gomez? I think Zapata, to be honest. But Gomez is probably more nailed. That's the only thing I will say. But Zapata has a higher ceiling. Thanks for the insight. What do you think about Sergio Oliveira from Porto? I'm pretty sure he's got a good amount of points. I personally wouldn't go near him, if I'm being honest. The only Porto assets I would think of are the defensive assets, or Marquezin, who is the goalkeeper who's been keeping 3 clean sheets on the bounce in the Champions League. But yeah, I'm not too sure about Sergio Oliveira, if I'm being honest. Braithwaite captain? I mean, why not? I mean, this is the type of year where you could captain Braithwaite and get 60 points. So yeah, I mean, why not? Go for it. And if not, there's always the other captaincy to lie back on. Are Hummels and Jorginho a good option for wildcard? I mean, to be honest, I'm not too keen on Jorginho. He might play, but I don't feel him. I never really liked him as an asset. I know at one point in FPL he was like top 3 for points, but never really saw the hype. I wouldn't. Hummels, though, I think he's good. And if not, there is a Kanji who's only owned by 1% of the game. He's very good. And if I want a wildcard, I'd probably get him in. If Cancelo plays today, does that mean he won't play in the Prem? Who knows, Dr. Swan? But in my opinion, I think that is what will happen. So if Cancelo plays today, don't expect him to play at the weekend. Expect Mendy and Walker to play in the fullback positions. Is Mendy out? I'm pretty sure he's not, unless you're talking about Ferland Mendy. I'm not sure. I don't think he's out. Thoughts on playing Limitless? To be honest, it's probably a good week. The only thing I would say is that there's so much uncertainty about who's going to start, who's going to be rested, who's going to be benched, all this stuff. So it's really difficult. If you're confident of assembling a team that could, get a lot of points, then I would suggest it. But yeah, it's a tough one. Remember to hit the like button. Thank you, Jan. Thank you so much. Thank you for the comment. Worth it doing the transfer for -4 points to get Cuadrado out? It depends who you would get in, Sunil. But maybe it could be. Hello, Antonio. Yeah, Alejandro, AJDC. The Shield? I mean, you can tell me. Should I hold Sevilla defense? Thing is, they're probably going to rotate a lot, and I've already got Koundé, but if I want to get rid of him as well, we're looking at -16, for fuck's sake. So yeah, they might rotate, and even then, it might be some goals in that game against Chelsea. So if he does play, will he get a clean sheet? Probably not, but to be honest, it's impossible to have the perfect team every week, especially on this game. Neto or Golins, or Golini, the Atalanta keeper? No, not Neto. No. I just forgot. Ter Stegen's out. I need to actually, calibrate my mind to all these changes. Yeah, you know what? Neto could be a good choice. I'd probably go for him. But you know what? Golini or whichever Atalanta keeper is fit. I'm not sure about that. Yeah, you know what? Both are great options. I would probably go for Neto, but up to you. Akanji is clutch, lads. I have him. Yeah, you do. Gossens will play. I think he will, because Atalanta are third. Remember that, and they want to qualify. This game against Midtjylland is so important. If they win it, they boost their chances so much. And then who do they face next? Ajax. So what Atalanta will be hoping for is Liverpool doing them a favour and beating Ajax. And then in the end, Atalanta can get maybe a point or whatever. And they go through. So I think they will play Gossens. And hopefully they play Romero. And if they do, I'll have him in my team. And fantastic. I'll reap the rewards. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Best Lewandowski replacement? Dr. Swan. For me, it's either Haaland if you don't have him. Morata, Ronaldo, or Zapata. That's my opinion. The fact that Messi's out obviously excludes him from the equation. But yeah, those would be the best replacements. What about Diego Carlos from Sevilla? Well, like I said about Sevilla just now, is he going to play? I don't know enough. Like, Sevilla might rotate a lot. I think he is with the squad. I haven't heard anything about, rotation or, Diego Carlos is, sitting out this week or whatever. But he might be benched, and either way, it is a tough fixture. Remember that. It is Chelsea, so I wouldn't recommend him, but maybe you're onto something. Bonucci should shut for Juve, but this is a sideways transfer from Danilo. Yeah, but Bonucci will play at least. With Danilo, Pirlo, the way he was talking today, he literally said, I could rest Danilo tomorrow and Cuadrado. So yeah, the only thing I will say about Pirlo is thank you for the tip in advance, but damn you for benching them. But whatever, we'll have to wait and see. Is Lewandowski playing? Should I captain Messi? Lewandowski's not playing. And Messi, he's not playing either. Love the work, mate. Keep it up. Thank you. Let me just go up a bit. I think I missed a comment. Rate my transfers, -4 hit. Romero in for Meunier. Haaland in for Lewandowski. Zapata for Messi. Werner for Traore. Damn, you've been busy. I like the transfers. I don't really give ratings, like I said, but I do like the transfers. The only thing I would say is that Werner, I'm not even sure if he's going to start, to be honest. It might be Giroud, especially after his heroics the other day. So maybe that's the only transfer I would doubt, but I like the rest. I really do. I think they're all great transfers. Hope risks like Zinchenko and Szoboszlai works. After all, that's what this game is about. Yeah, it is. But even when you don't take risks, I mean, I've tried to avoid taking risks, and still, rotation just comes at any time. COVID comes at any time, so really difficult. Injuries as well, never forget that. Should I hold Lewandowski for game week 6 or go for Ronaldo? I would go for Ronaldo, Dr. Swan, because Ronaldo has something to play for. He could do very well against Dynamo Kiev, and Lewandowski might not even play yet again in the final fixture, which is against Lokomotiv Moscow. And I remember last year in the Champions League, Bayern had Tottenham at home in the last game of the group stages, and they fielded basically a B team, and Lewandowski didn't play. So yeah, I would expect Choupo-Moting to play that as well. Angelino out. I'm pretty sure he's fine. I hope not, because he's another one I've been considering to get in for the likes of Danilo. And if you're asking if you should get him out, I probably wouldn't for this game week, to be honest. Thoughts about using Limitless in this match day? I've been asked this before, and like I said, it could be a great week for doing it, but at the same time, I'm not sure. Like, it's just so difficult to predict who's going to start and who's going to get the most points. To be honest, at the moment, I wouldn't be confident in playing a Limitless, but then again, I wouldn't be confident in playing a wildcard or in the team I have at the moment, so it depends. It's up to you. Back your gut, but ultimately just try to do it with a lot of time before the deadline. You don't want to be making some rush decisions at all. Could Lukaku bang Limitless active? He could, but if I'm being honest, I think there's better options. Morata, Ronaldo, Zapata, Haaland, I think they're all better. But it's up to you. If you think he's going to do well, then go for him. But he does face Borussia Mönchengladbach, who are top of the group, and Inter, if we're being honest, they're pretty bad. But yeah, force Lewandowski to Neymar. Yeah, I think that could be decent, but then again, I'm going to keep saying it. I think there are better value options than Neymar, but if you think Neymar's going to do really well, then go for him. But yeah, I wouldn't go for Neymar personally. Should I captain Haaland or Zapata? To be honest, I've got the easiest answer in the world for you. Captain Zapata for today, on the Tuesday, and if he doesn't work during the substitution window, captain Haaland. That's literally as simple as it gets. You get 2 chances for captaincy. If Zapata does well, you don't need to captain Haaland, and if he does badly, captain Haaland tomorrow. Sterling or KDB? I would say KDB, but Sterling I think is a bit more likely to start, so maybe him, but yeah, I think KDB's just a far better player. Ferran will play. Alfonso, I wish I knew. I really do. If he plays, I think he'll do well, and I'd keep him. Otherwise, I want to get rid of him. That's my answer. Should I captain Messi or Jota? Jota. Messi's not playing, Alejandro. I don't know if you're the Alejandro I know and you're trolling, but yeah, Messi's not playing. Welcome, Roberto. Will Jota play? I can't tell you for sure. I'm not Jurgen Klopp. I think he will, alongside Mane and Salah. I couldn't tell you for sure, to be honest. Thuram or Ronaldo for Lewandowski? Already have Zapata and Haaland. Ronaldo, definitely. But maybe Thuram will be good, but I prefer Ronaldo. Captain Haaland or Ronaldo? Easy. Actually, no, they're both on the same day. I don't know. I prefer Haaland, but Ronaldo has the better fixture, so back your gut. I would say Haaland, but maybe Ronaldo's going to outperform him for once. What about Zapata? Think he's going to be a good option? Yeah, so do I, but the problem I have, and this is the recurring theme today, is that I'm pretty much second-guessing every single decision I make. Will Zapata start? I think he should, and if he does, he'll do really well, I think. So yeah, I think Zapata is potentially a fantastic option. Thanks, man. I've got to go to a history test tomorrow. Keep it up. Damn. I remember, I think history was one of my last exams a few years back. So good luck to you, Dr. Swan. Hopefully you ace that test as well. Meunier out, Gosens in, Lewandowski out, Haaland in, Felix out, Ilicic in. What about this? Fantastic choices, I think. Fantastic. I think they're all possibly upgrades, except for Gosens for Meunier. But obviously Meunier's not playing. So yeah, I think they're good transfers, to be fair. And if you don't want Gosens, you could go for Romero. But yeah, I like all of those transfers. You should get Sportiello instead of Trubin. You're right, Marco, but the problem I have, mate, is that if I want to get rid of Trubin also, we're looking at -16s, -12 hits, and I'm not doing that, if I'm being honest. But obviously, ideally, I would get this guy in. Let's just find this guy. Sportiello. Oh, Golini's out, so yeah, Sportiello. Yeah, unless this is not updated. But yeah, I could get Sportiello. But then I want to get rid of Lewandowski as well. Okay, oh yeah, Zapata, you know what? Perfect. That's the guy I wanted also. Going really heavy on this Atalanta players. And then let's say I want Christian Romero. And, oh my god. Okay, no, forget Koundé. I'm keeping him anyway. Thomas Meunier. Let's say I want Angelino. And let's say I want let's go for Bruno Fernandes, the most reliable guy. That's a -12, and I hate those colours in this game. I hate those colours. So that's the problem with changing my keeper also. Foden and Stindl, good picks? I think they are. Especially Stindl, he's more nailed on. I think they're both potentially very good picks. Stindl's more nailed on, so I would lean on him more than Foden. Salah or Fernando? Who should I go for? I'm guessing you're saying Fernandes. In that case, I'll go for Salah, especially if he plays in Matchday 6 where he has Midtjylland. But you can't go wrong with either. I mean, you'd hope so anyway. Salah will play, question mark? I think so, Mario. I think so because Liverpool can guarantee qualification with a win today. So why not? And after that, they could possibly rest against Midtjylland. So yeah, I think they're going to play their strongest team. Salah also, remember this, against Brighton at the weekend, he got substituted very early. So I think his minutes are being managed not only because of the fact that he had COVID and he was maybe a bit, he wasn't fully match sharp, but also to save him for this game. So I think he will play. I can't tell you for sure. Immobile or Haaland? Haaland, definitely. Will Messi play? I heard Lewandowski is in the squad. Okay, no, this must be Xavier. Like I said, Messi and Lewandowski are not playing. Oh my god, and Antonio's joining on the fun. Thank you so much. A wildcard team, if you would make one. I mean, okay, I'll show you now quickly. I want to have these saved because I do want to have... yeah, just give me a second. Hopefully this loads. You shall not pass. Okay, so if I were wildcarding, this is what I would probably do. So, yeah. Let's type in the names to make this a bit quicker. Braithwaite, not being woke, but he's cheap price and he could be very good. No Messi, Coutinho. And then here I would probably go for Zapata. But if you're not too keen on Zapata or one of these other forwards, you could go for Morata, like I said, or Cristiano Ronaldo. So those are the best forwards, in my opinion, for this week. And if not, in terms of the midfield, let's see. What can we do here? Midfield. Let's look here. So I think one of Rashford or Bruno would be great. I'd probably prefer Bruno. Stindl's another great one you could go for. In terms of those who are kind of cheap, you know what? You could go for Gundogan instead of Casemiro. So yeah, that's what your midfield could look like. And maybe having Salah and Jota's overkill, so you could get rid of Jota. And in that case, you could go for Koeman or Stindl, like I keep on talking about. So you know what? Whatever. And here's Sergio Oliveira. This is what people are on about. Pretty decent. 3 goals scored. Does play Man City next though. But yeah, he's been pretty decent. I wouldn't go for him, but you know what? Why not? And he's pretty cheap. So you could go for him instead of Gundogan. But yeah, this is what I would probably go with. In terms of the defense, probably get rid of the whole lot, to be honest. Oh my god, this is not a good look, is it? It also depends on the budget you have, because obviously I'm going to have a different budget to all of you. In terms of keepers, someone suggested to me earlier, it would probably be Sportiello or whichever Atalanta keeper is fit. So yeah, and in terms of the defense, let's get rid of this guy. Angelino, Christian Romero. Yeah, this guy, like I pointed out the other day, pretty good. I mean, look how many points he has for his price. Fantastic. But I wouldn't go near him. You could go for a Kanji. And let's look down at the list. I still need 2 more defenders. Joao Cancelo. And who would be the other one? Oh, yes. How could I forget? And if he does play, hopefully he does play. Serginho Dest. Yes. So that's what I would wildcard to. Potentially, if you have a Limitless, so maybe instead of Braithwaite, you can go for Cristiano Ronaldo. Instead of Stindl, maybe you could go for Sterling if you're confident enough, or you could, instead of Gundogan, actually, Stindl's probably better than Gundogan. In terms of the defense, if you are on a Limitless, yeah, you know what, very similar to this, to be honest. You could go for Robertson if you are confident in him, but I'm not too confident in Liverpool at the moment defensively. And keepers, to be honest, pretty fine. You could go instead for Ter Stegen or Szczesny instead of Sportiello or Mendy, whatever. So yeah, that's what I would probably wild card or Limitless to, something like that. But obviously, who knows? Who knows if it's going to be good? Jota or Rashford? If they start, I prefer Jota, but yeah, I think Rashford's a bit more nailed on. So you probably should go for him. I will captain Zapata. Good luck, Marco. And I'm probably going to be transferring him in soon. And if not, I'll be transferring in someone else. No problem. Pez Heaney TV. My ranking predictor is 418. I dreamt of this in Fantasy League. Yeah, same. But unfortunately, it's just not happening at the moment. Should I get Aubameyang or Kane? Neither are in the Champions League. You know this very well. What do you prefer, Zapata or Braithwaite? I said Braithwaite. Zapata. But I think Braithwaite is a great choice around the £5 million mark. And if you have a cheap striker, you could switch him over to Braithwaite. Who is the best goalkeeper? For this week, I think it's Sportiello and Mendy, like I said. And if not, the likes of ter Stegen or Szczesny. But remember, I'm pretty sure Mendy plays on the same day as Szczesny and ter Stegen. So it'd have to be one of those three. And I would say either Szczesny or ter Stegen. So yeah, I think they're the best from the Wednesday, and from the Tuesday it's probably Sportiello. There's a helicopter going around. I don't know what's happening. Captain Salah, Sterling or Zapata? I'd say Salah or Zapata, but it's up to you, mate. I'm not sure. They're all good choices, to be fair, and they could all do very well for you. I think Chelsea will play Giroud, Pulisic, Odoi. Yeah, that's definitely something I need to keep an eye on. I mean, who's going to play? Who knows? But yeah, hopefully, our assets play. That's the main thing I'm worried about, to be fair. Haaland and Stindl or Salah and Zapata? Salah and Zapata, I would say. But I do like Haaland and Stindl also. You can't go wrong with either combination. I prefer Salah and Zapata. What team should I do for wildcard? Yeah, what you see on screen basically. So yeah, if you have any more questions or whatever, especially for Limitless, I did offer alternatives already, but if you have any suggestions or whatever, then let me know. Should I captain Salah or Zapata? Another one? Tough one. I'll probably say Salah's a bit safer. But Zapata, maybe he's a better differential and more explosive. A defender from Real Madrid. I've been hearing people talk about Ferland Mendy. To be honest, I'm not too keen on Real Madrid defenders, so I wouldn't be able to give you a great answer there. But I'd probably say Ferland Mendy if he's fit. But I'm not too keen on their defenders. Zapata or any defender. Gossens, Hatdeboer, Romero for captain. Zapata for captain now of those, definitely. I know in Champions League Fantasy, as I keep on saying, you can captain these players because of the ball recovery system. I still prefer Zapata over those people you mentioned. Who should I go for? Salah or Fernandez? Salah, I think so, but both are good. I have 7.1 million in the bank. Should I buy Casemiro, Gundogan or Cuadrado? Yeah, this is what I mean. So I don't know if you saw Pirlo's press conference, but he said that Cuadrado and Danilo are likely to be rested tomorrow. So I would exclude Cuadrado anyway. He might end up starting, and that's unfortunate, but there's a possibility he doesn't start. Pirlo said it himself, so I'd probably opt for one of the other two. And let's see if I can find it here. Casemiro, Gundogan. I'd probably go for Gundogan, I guess, for this fixture anyway. But we'll have to wait and see. Jota or Rashford? Jota if he starts, but Rashford's your safer pick. And let's see. We're getting some of the same questions here. Some people are repeating the same questions, unfortunately. Will Danilo play this game week? Sohan, like Pirlo said earlier, he might be rested tomorrow, same with Cuadrado, so I couldn't tell you for sure. Ilicic is a good option because he also has penalties. That's true, Alfonso, but I think with Zapata, at least in my case, getting in Zapata is good enough cover anyway. Ilicic is expensive. I know Zapata is also, but yeah, I think you could get someone like Rashford or Bruno for a similar price to Ilicic. But last season he was fantastic. I remember his hat-trick against Valencia, or I think it was 4 goals. So you might be onto something there. -12, that's a big one. Exactly, Roberto. I'm not saying I will take one, but I was just demonstrating to people. Let me just go back to my team. Because people were recommending Sportiello, and as much as I would love to have this guy over Trubin, I can't get him and then get Bruno Fernandes, who I want also, and then Zapata, and then Cristiano Romero, and then Angelino because Meunier's out. Danilo's probably not going to play. Lewandowski's out. And Ferran Torres, I'm not even sure if he's going to start, but at least he's in contention to play the game, I guess. But yeah. What are the best keepers this week? Like I said, I'll edit ter Stegen or Szczesny for the Wednesday. And for the Tuesday, Sportiello. Those are the best keepers. Who is more nailed, Zapata or Ilicic? Up until recently, it was Zapata, but I think last few weeks Ilicic has nailed down his spot a bit more, so maybe Ilicic, but I prefer Zapata as an asset. If they both play, I prefer Duvan. What would you do for this match day with Limitless? Well, going back to it, like I said, what you see here is exactly what I would do, but the only changes I would make is Braithwaite out for Cristiano Ronaldo or Morata. Make your pick there. Instead of Gundogan, I would get probably Sterling if you think he's going to play. And if not, could go for Koeman. Could go for Rashford as well. Get double United attack. And if not, Jota. And in terms of the defence, let's see. Is there anyone here? I mean, to be honest, I like that defence. I mean, the other midfield, obviously. Let's see. Let's just get this midfield kind of sorted out. You could get Jota in there. And Sterling, yeah. That's pretty much what you could have. And let's just get another striker in. Let's get in one of the greatest players of all time, Cristiano Ronaldo, if you trust him, that is. And yeah, that's probably what I would go for. And maybe instead of Cristiano Romero, you could go for Gosens. And instead of Mendy, bye-bye Mendy, go for... Let's go for Szczesny, because I already got Dest in there. Yeah, that's pretty much what I would probably Limitless to. Something like that anyway. People like Akanji you could change because they do have a tough fixture. But remember, this guy gets a lot of ball recovery points, just like Cristiano Romero. So just keep an eye on that. Let's see. Won't Benzema take the penalty as Ramos missed? I mean, he could. But remember, before the last few penalty misses Ramos had, and I'm pretty sure they were all with Spain, Ramos is pretty much like a 90% conversion rate from penalties. So yeah, I'm not sure about that, to be honest. I still think Ramos could be on penalties. But yeah, I think there are better options than both of them anyway. Although Benzema could haul this week for sure. Salah will play or not, I can't tell you for sure, mate. I think he will. But it's up to you. If you think he's going to play, then keep him or get him in. And if you don't, then just avoid him. That's how I'd say. What were you thinking when you named your team We Shall Not Pass? Lord of the Rings reference, and also, you know, links to FPR and UCL Fantasy. But yeah. Add Gosens or Angelino. Already have Romero. Ooh, that's a tough one. That's a really tough one. I would probably go for Angelino, but Gosens and Romero could be fantastic for you. They could get you 20 plus points, literally. So up to you. I'd go for Angelino, but Gosens is a very good choice this week. Very good choice. And if it was just a pick between them two, and you know, you didn't have Romero already, I would say Gosens. But yeah, very tough one. Ter Stegen's left out in Barcelona. Oh, yeah, that's true. Sorry. Yeah, I keep forgetting. Szczesny. Forget what I said about Ter Stegen. My bad. That's conflicting information. Thank you. Who said this? Only for fun, 23. Szczesny, get him for the Wednesday. Yeah, which I have here. And get Sportiello for the Tuesday. Then again, Szczesny might get rested. I couldn't tell you for sure, but Ter Stegen's out of the squad. So yeah, thank you for that. Thank you for that correction. That was very, very helpful. Zapata or Lukaku? Zapata for me, but it's up to you, mate. But I think Zapata's a better choice, better value for money. No, Ter Stegen, right? Yeah, exactly all about FPR. I made a mistake by, you know, mentioning him when I said 3 or 4 times that he's out of the squad alongside Coutinho and Lionel Messi. So yeah, my bad. Ter Stegen not going to play this match day exactly. So get Szczesny if you're on a Limitless or wildcard. Get him in for the Wednesday. Definitely do that. Thank you, Ninad, for the support. Everyone liked the video. Thank you so much. Only for fun, he's not in the squad. Exactly, yeah, that's true. Just tuned in now, so watching the stream from the beginning. I think your midfield looks solid. Torres is the only problem. Zapata is good for this game week if you don't need extra money for Ronaldo. Yeah, the problem is, mate, Danilo might get benched tomorrow. And this is coming from Pirlo himself. He said he might get a rest, which he does need. He's been playing every single game at left back, at right back, at centre back. He literally just plays him all the time. Quadrado's another one for those of you who own him. And in terms of the rest of my team, let's look back on my team. And so yeah, Ferran Torres is a problem. Lewandowski's a problem because he's out of the squad. Thomas Meunier, not a problem if he was playing, but he's out. He's been ruled out by the manager. He's another change I need to make, unfortunately. So yeah, I've got a lot of issues to deal with. Trubin, of course, I would not want him anyway. And Lodi was one of the planned transfers, but now I'm just going to keep him. So as you can see, my team is in a bit of a state at the moment, unfortunately. Stindl or Jota? Stindl's a bit more nailed, so maybe he's more reliable. I just prefer Jota if he starts. That's what I think. Braithwaite will start. I think he will, Marco, but I just couldn't tell you for sure. I'd have to talk to Ronald Koeman, and I'm not sure. I think he will, though. The fact that Coutinho is out, Messi's out, that opens up the doors for Griezmann, Pedri, Braithwaite himself. So yeah, you would hope so. City clean sheet chances. I mean, this is probably the toughest fixture they have, Porto away. And Porto have been doing very well. They've been scoring goals. They've got 3 clean sheets on the bounce. It's going to be a tough game for them. So I wouldn't say the clean sheet chances are very high, But Cancelo could still be a great choice because of his attacking potential as well, and some of his ball recoveries, although they're not that impressive, if we're being honest. Bruno Fernandes or Gundogan? Bruno Fernandes, definitely. I'm going to use the wildcard team this game week. What do you suggest to be my team? This, basically. So this is my Limitless, and this is the... these are the transfers I'm supposed to make. So yeah, this is the Limitless team. Instead of Ronaldo, go for Braithwaite. Instead of, let's say, Diego Jota, you could go for Gundogan, and if not, Casemiro. And in terms of the defense, I think you should be fine in terms of money there, but yeah, and maybe don't get a Kanji in, maybe not, and maybe Cancelo. You could just go for cheaper options overall, but yeah, something like this definitely if you were wildcarding. And let's see, let's just go back to this again. And if not, you could always rewind and go back to where I did it. It was literally just like 5 to 10 minutes ago where I was talking about a wildcard team for you lot. So yeah, let's just look at this for a second. So yeah, I mean, you could always get this guy for a wildcard team. He's a cheap defender, and yeah, he probably won't do anything against City, but against Olympiacos could be a lot of points there yet again. Let's see, let's go down. Yeah, I mean, you could go for a double Atalanta defense, really. Too many players from Atalanta, yeah, unfortunately. But as the competition goes on, you can have 4, 5, 6 players, etc. A lot of these players like Chilwell, who are very good assets, they're probably going to be rested. Frank Lampard did say today that he might, put some fringe players on. So the likes of Callum Hudson-Odoi, Giroud, Pulisic for the minutes as well. Yeah, so there's going to be a lot of changes. It's a very hard game week to wildcard in. That's what I mean. And a very hard game week if you don't have a wildcard anyway, because you're just not prepared. And you have to take a lot of hits if you want to, make the changes necessary. But you know what? I still recommend Cancelo. And like someone said earlier, Azpilicueta is probably going to play. If you back him to get some points against Sevilla, you could always go for him. But yeah, I'd probably say something similar to this. But yeah, I've literally been alternating between Limitless and wildcard teams all the time. But it's very similar. Obviously, a few players you'd have to change because of the budgets. But yeah, let's keep looking. Felix De Bruyne for a -8, worth it. Oh man, I mean, I don't think many -8s are worth it, but I think Bruno is a substantial upgrade on Joao Felix, so it's up to you. That's literally what I can say. I think if it was a -4, I'd say definitely do it. -8, I'm not sure. You were over budget on your wild card recently. Let's see. Okay, let's go to this then. Yeah, Braithwaite. I keep thinking about that. If you're on about the Limitless team, then yeah, it definitely was over the limit. But the wildcard team, obviously, you have to adhere to the budget, unfortunately. And yeah, let's see. Let's build a team there, and I'll literally just keep it there. And if someone asks for Limitless, I'll just tell you the alternatives for them. So you could always go for Diego Jota. No. Let's go for Gundogan. Let's go for Barrios. He's 4.5 million. So keep that as it is. And 4.3 million. So a bit of money. Could get rid of Angelino there. You know what? I'd recommend this guy. Maybe for Matchday 6 more than anything. And for 5.1 million. Let's see. Yeah, it's a tough one. It is a tough one. Might have to make money elsewhere. Maybe instead of Bruno, bye-bye. And get your boy Marcus Rashford. Yes. And then that gives you 5.5. And you can get Cancelo there. And make of that what you want. Or Angelino. So that's probably something I would wildcard to. Something very similar to that. Definitely the front line I'm very confident in. And if you can't make money from this, you can downgrade Zapata to Morata. There's obviously always an alternative. There's always different ways you can go about it. You don't have to just follow what I do. This is just a little guide for you. And like I said, if you want to do a Limitless, instead of Braithwaite, you could go for a Cristiano Ronaldo. Instead of Gundogan, you could go for Jota. Rashford, you could go to Sterling or Bruno. Same with Barrios as well. And yeah, in terms of the defense, you could go for Cancelo, Robertson, and all these people. There's a lot of choices. But you just have to be confident that they play. That's the main thing. Let's look for your questions. What is your best Game Week 5 team? Yeah, it's literally on screen, mate. I've discussed the wildcard and Limitless teams quite a few times. Will Werner score? Will he play? That's my question. Will he play? If he plays, yeah, maybe he could play, but score. But I'm not sure if he's going to score against Sevilla. My answer would be no. But back you got, mate. It starts to get tricky now with all the squad rotation in clubs like Bayern and Barca, for example, have nothing to play for, really. Exactly, Juventini. Even Juventus, your beloved team with the likes of Cuadrado and Danilo being rotated potentially tomorrow, which affects a lot of teams for sure. Is De Bruyne expected to start, or should I go for Sterling? I couldn't tell you for sure. I think Sterling's a bit more nailed on because he was rested at the weekend. De Bruyne might be rested for this game week, and he will play against Fulham again in the Premier League. So I think Sterling's a bit more nailed on. So he's probably the safer bet, but I couldn't tell you. I mean, I'm trying to second guess Pep, and that's impossible. Thoughts on my lineup: Lukaku, Zapata, Stindl, Ilicic, Rashford, Bruno, Salah, Robertson, and I said Roberto, Gossens, Chilwell, Meunier, Morata, Angelino. Is Ramos playing? I'm not sure if Ramos is playing. I think he will, because Real Madrid will be desperate to qualify. I mean, they're not in a great position at the moment. And as for your lineup, I do like it, but some of your players might not play. And remember, Meunier is out. He's out for this game week. It's been confirmed by his manager, so get rid of him. Chilwell might be rotated. And looking at the rest of your team, yeah, I mean, I do like it. I'm not a big fan of Lukaku, I guess. I mean, I'm not saying he can't do well, but I just don't like Inter Milan, and so therefore I'm not really a big fan of Lukaku. I think the likes of Zapata, who you already have, Morata, who you already have also, Cristiano Ronaldo, if you can afford him, I think they're all better choices. Sterling, is he going to play? I couldn't tell you for sure, mate, but yeah, I think he will. Ramos out. Let me check this. Is Messi playing? He's not playing. He's out of the squad. Him, Coutinho, and Ter Stegen are all out. Let me check Sergio Ramos. Oh yeah, he had the hamstring injury, didn't he? Either way, I would not go near Ramos at all. So yeah, I wouldn't go near him. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he had a hamstring injury. I'm not sure when he's supposed to be back. So yeah, just forget Ramos. If you have him, get rid of him. And if you're thinking of bringing him in, don't anyway. Real Madrid are pretty bad. Ferran Torres or Foden? I think Ferran Torres is better, but that's if he plays. So I'm not sure. What about Morata? Like I said, Morata's a great choice. I might end up going with him instead of Zapata. And the good thing about Morata is that Pirlo himself said that Morata's going to play tomorrow. So that's something I do like, that he's definitely going to play, and he's been very good this season. So maybe I will go for Morata. But yeah, obviously, in terms of my team, forget the wildcard team that I provided for you lot there. It's just, I can't move Traore to him anyway. It'd have to be either Zapata or Morata coming in, or Ronaldo replacing Lewandowski. I believe Lewandowski's not playing. Exactly, Santiago is not playing, and that's why I have to make the transfer. Same with Danilo, he's probably not going to play. Thomas Meunier is out, so there's a lot of changes to be made. Thank you, only for fun, thank you. Thoughts on Thuram? I think he's decent, but most of his points came in one game against Shakhtar when they won 6-0, so I'm not too keen on him, and I'm pretty sure he's around 8 million. Let me check how much this guy is. Thuram. There's also Pli as well from Borussia Mönchengladbach. Thuram, yeah, I mean, most of his points have come in one game. I mean, he's not bad, and not a bad option. Same with Pli. I mean, he got, 18 points. Oh my god, imagine that, owning him for that. But yeah, I'm just not too sure. I think around 8 million and 8.7 million you can get Morata, Zapata. So I'm not too keen on them, but they could do wonders for you, definitely. Can I see the wildcard team again? Yeah, the wildcard team is on screen here. And in terms of my budget, it's there. And like I said, if you can't afford it, move Zapata to someone like Morata. And there's other things you can do around the team. And maybe you're not too keen on the Porto defender. And by downgrading Zapata to Morata, you can make the money to get a 5 million plus defender in defense. Which is the best formation to play for FPL UCL Fantasy? There's not really a particular best formation, especially in UCL Fantasy. It just depends on who gets the points, and you can make the substitutions and then bring the Wednesday players in and hope they do well. In terms of FPL, I think the best formations are 3-4-3 and 3-5-2, but not necessarily the formation itself. It's the players you can get in that formation. So yeah, 3-4-3 or 3-5-2 for that one. Romero or Hateboer? I'm pretty sure Hatabua might be injured, no? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I haven't seen him play recently in the last few games. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. I prefer Romero because of his ball recovery points, but will he play? Who knows? We'll find out. Why pick a Kanji with a clean sheet against Lazio? Unlikely. Well, I mean, it's not for me anyway, but if I was wildcarding, I would still get him. And why? Because of the ball recovery points. And I know Lazio are a decent team, but they're not exactly a fantastic team, are they? It's up to you. If you don't want a Kanji, just get rid of him. I mean, that's as simple as that. I still like a Kanji. Even Meunier I would have liked for this game, but he's out. So there's a lot of options you can go for. I still think Akanji is one of the best. Look at his ball recovery points. And he missed the game, remember? If we just go back to him quickly, he missed the first game. And ever since, he's gotten points every single time. Doesn't mean he's definitely going to get points against Lazio. But just because the fixture is tough, it doesn't mean he's not going to do well. So up to you. It's up to you, mate. Hummels or Akanji, Limitless active. That's a tough one. I think Hummels has a bit more set piece threat, and therefore he could get you a monster amount of points. I prefer a Kanji though, but it's up to you. Going with the Limitless, please suggest me a team. I mean, like I said, let's just go back to it again. It's basically like this, but instead of Braithwaite, Cristiano Ronaldo, instead of Gundogan, you could get Sterling, you could get Jota. There's a lot of choices you could go for. You could go for Bruno Fernandes instead of Rashford. And instead of Barrios, obviously, you could get, basically all the midfielders I said. Keep Salah. And in terms of the defense, you can get Cancelo in for this Porto guy. You could get Gossens instead of Romero. And you can get Robertson in. There's so many choices. Serginho Dest, I would definitely highlight. If he starts, I can't tell you for sure. So it's up to you. But like I said, I've actually been through the wildcard and the Limitless teams a lot of times already. And if you missed them, you can literally just rewind and you can see it again. I have 10 million. Please suggest a midfielder that will definitely start. Bruno Fernandes, Rashford, and Stindl. I think they're the three names that come to mind. So they're probably the three best choices you could go for. Dest or Hakimi? Serginho Dest, I think. If Dest starts, I think he's going to outperform Hakimi. Inter's defense is just shockingly bad. Last question, Haaland and Bruno or Zapata and Salah? That is a really tough one. That is a really tough one. Damn. Oh my god. I would probably go for Haaland and Bruno, but that's a really tough one. Casemiro has been benched. Lineup just announced. Let's see. Oh, that's fantastic news. Fantastic news. Let's look at the lineup and yep. That's fantastic, isn't it? And it's just been announced that the Premier League game against Aston Villa, Newcastle against Aston Villa, has been postponed. That is fantastic. That is great news. Great news today, all around. I'm just thoroughly glad about that. Let's look at Real Madrid's lineup now. Real Madrid. Damn, that is not great news that Casemiro is not even playing. Damn. I mean, if I could, I would use my wildcard right now. Unfortunately, Trubin is starting. Yeah. Modric, Kroos, Odegaard in the midfield. Asensio, Rodrigo on the wings. Benzema up front. Varane, Nacho, Lucas Vazquez, Ferland Mendy, and Thibaut Courtois. And Casemiro's on the bench, like you said. So thank you for that piece of information. I really appreciate it. And yeah, unfortunately, not looking good for my team. Not looking good at all. Let's keep looking at your comments. Have you taken a hit? Tony, I haven't made any transfers yet. And yeah, I've been leaving it pretty much till the last hour or so. And yeah, I'm not sure what to do, to be honest. So enough about the wildcard and Limitless teams. If you want to check them out, rewind. Unfortunately, I have to go back down to reality and I have to deal with how awful my team is. So, damn. Okay, let's just... This is how my team is looking. I would want your suggestions, you lot. Because if I'm being honest, I'm completely unsure of what to do at the moment. I definitely won't be changing the keeper. He's playing anyway, that's fine. And if not, I've got Mendy. I'm not too concerned about that. But yeah, I mean, what do I do? Yeah, I'll be going through that very soon, and I'll be finalizing my team. De Ligt will start. I'm not sure. They play tomorrow. I'm not sure if he will play. Pirlo basically said they're going to play a very strong team, but he highlighted Cuadrado and Danilo, like I said, and he said that they're not going to play. I think Bonucci's a bit more nailed on than De Ligt anyway, to be honest, but yeah, I think he should if he's fit. Why not? Tadic or Promise, who likely to have higher points? Tadic for me. Tadic tends to do very well. Ramos not playing, lineup out. Yeah, exactly. Thank you for that piece of information. Sterling or Stindl, Limitless active. If you think Sterling's going to start, I would go for him. He's a much better player. He's in a better team. But Stindl, pretty good choice. You can't really go wrong with that. Will Messi play? No, he won't, Callum. He's out. Same with ter Stegen and Coutinho. And with Bayern Munich, no Lewandowski, no Goretzka, and no Manuel Neuer. Zinchenko or Cancelo? Cancelo, definitely. What about Mahrez? He has great form coming off a hat-trick last week. He does, Marco, but will he play now? He might just get rested for the Premier League against Fulham. So, yeah, I'm not too sure about that. I think Sterling will play, but I couldn't tell you much else otherwise. Can you show a Limitless draft, please, for this week? Samson, I have like 4 or 5 times, if I'm being honest. Just rewind and you'll see. I've shown a Limitless team and a wildcard team for all of you. So, yeah, it's pretty much like this team. But instead of Braithwaite, Ronaldo. Instead of Gundogan and Barrios, you can get Bruno Fernandes. You can get Jota, Sterling, KDB if you think he's going to start. But I would rather go for the other ones who are a bit more nailed on for this week. And in terms of the defense, you could go for Cancelo. You can go for Robertson instead of the Porto defender. You could go for Gossens instead of Romero. And you have a very good team overall. So yeah, that's what I would recommend. And if you don't want Ronaldo, you could go for Morata and attack. There's a lot of choices this week. Thoughts on Barca game against Osasuna? Well, Osasuna are a bad team. So yeah, I'm not really going to take too much from that. Barcelona are still pretty poor, if we're being honest. But Barcelona have been doing well in the Champions League, and that's what we care about because there's no La Liga fantasy as far as I'm aware. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see what they do. I don't have any Barcelona assets, so I just hope they do badly, if I'm being honest. Cuadrado not playing? Yeah, so Pirlo said that Cuadrado and Danilo are likely to be rested tomorrow. So it's his words. Check the press conference, if you understand Italian, that is. Guerrero an option? Guerrero is back. He is an option, but I just prefer Kanji, better value for money. Guerrero is 6 million, and if Meunier was fit, I definitely prefer him over Guerrero. So yeah, Madrid's team is out. Yeah, it is, and unfortunately, I don't like the look of it. Hummels or Hakimi for this match day? Hummels, I think, but it's up to you. It is up to you. I have 1 hour left. Please tell me Gameweek 5 team. I mean, I have already a few times. Hopefully, you have seen it. Casemiro on the bench. Yeah, Gemma Boy. Unfortunately, he is. Best captaincy option tonight? I think it's Salah or Zapata. I think from the ones today. I might be forgetting someone else, but yeah, I think they are the best captaincy choices. 88 people watching, 33 likes. Come on, everyone, hit the like button so this guy keeps the hard work. Thank you, Jan. Thank you so much. Once again, helping me out. Thank you. Captain Salah or Zapata? I think Salah, but yeah, it's a tough one. You can't really go wrong, but I think Salah's a bit more reliable. That's the thing. Zapata, maybe his ceiling's a bit higher. That's what I will say. The opponent is weaker. But yeah, maybe Salah to go. Meunier not playing? No, he's not. He's ruled out by his manager this week. Benzema will score. He's on penalties too. Oh yeah, with Ramos out, yeah, he's probably on penalties. So yeah, he could do well there. No Lewandowski today. Lewandowski resting. Messi out. Exactly. It's just not a great week, is it? Jota expected to start. Forson, Zapata, Morata, and Braithwaite as the front three. I mean, I think Jota will start, but looking at how things are going at the moment, I'm not too sure, to be honest. There is a chance he gets benched. I'm pretty sure Salah will start, but with Jota, not too sure, if I'm being honest. And Forson, Zapata, Morata, and Braithwaite, I mean, I did recommend them as my wildcard front three. So, I mean, yeah, you can't really go wrong. I mean, I would prefer Haaland instead of maybe Braithwaite or Morata, I guess. But yeah, you can't go wrong. That's a good front three. What will be your final team for Game Week 5? I'm not sure, mate. I need to think about it because, like I said, I've got so many fives to put out. I've got Lewandowski, who I need to take care of, Ferran Torres, Thomas Meunier, Casemiro. Even now, he's not even playing. He's a bit useless. And Danilo is probably not going to play tomorrow, or at least he's not going to start. And so he's going to be pretty useless as well for me. So I need to see. Neuer out, yep. Lewandowski out right now. Bonaventura available, or is that Bonaventure? Oh, I think that's Emmanuel Bonaventure. I think he is, but I mean, I wouldn't go near him. You might as well go to Braithwaite for just a bit more, I think. All people thinking of fantasy, and here's me screaming my head on the predictions. I mean, to be honest, I just make the predictions and I haven't really thought much else about it. And I tend to do better on that, so maybe I should just not put that much effort or thought process into, fantasy games. Will there be a match between Newcastle and Aston Villa? The game's been postponed, unfortunately, and further bad news for me today because I've got Grealish, Martinez, and Callum Wilson in my team. So, oh my God, today's not been a great day in terms of news. Will Papu Gomez and Gossen start? I think they will. like I said, Atalanta are third. They really want to be pushing to qualify. Szczesny out. I mean, he could be at this point. I'm not sure. If he does play, though, I would recommend him on a Limitless or wildcard team. But otherwise, yeah, I'm not too sure. I already have Mbappe -4 to Haaland. I prefer Haaland over Mbappe, so, I would, but it's up to you. I've got Ilicic as my captain. Good luck. Hopefully that pays off for you. Is Paco Gomez playing? Is Papu Gomez, just saying Papu. And I think he will play. But to be honest, I'm not sure. Most of my players are getting benched recently, so maybe I'm not the guy to ask, to be fair. Morata, question mark? Yeah, I could go for him, but it's between him or Zapata. So very, very difficult. Lineups out. Let's see. No Casemiro. Yeah, I know that. Damferam and Stindl going off today. Yeah, a lot of people are getting them in. What is your opinion about Papu Gomez, Ilicic and Gosens? Will it be wise to start 2 of them considering their fixtures? I think having 2 of them for this fixture is great. Having 3 is maybe a bit problematic because the Ajax game might not be that simple. Both teams will be playing basically for qualification, so that could be a very tight game. It could be very open, but not very good for the defensive assets. So I think 2 is probably the best number to have. 3, maybe a bit overkill. 1 is good enough cover. 0 is probably a bit worrying, especially with the Midtjylland fixture. Dest for Danilo with -4. To be honest, I think that's a good transfer. I would do that, yeah. And if I was happy with the rest of my team, I probably would. Now, decisions to be made with my team. I don't want to leave it all to the last minute. I mean, what's the other game that's going on right now? Let me check. What is the other game going on right now in the Champions League? Actually, pretty sure I could just scroll down and it shows me here. So, Lokomotiv versus Salzburg, I couldn't care less. And Shakhtar Donetsk versus Real Madrid. Casemiro is benched for that. Okay. And Atalanta play at 8. These are the fixtures for today. And some decent games there, like Atletico Bayern, although some of the best players aren't playing. And those are the fixtures for the Wednesday, for tomorrow. Some very interesting fixtures coming up. So, decisions have to be made. And yeah, I've put a lot of thought into this over the last day or so. And yeah, we'll have to wait and see if it pays off. Okay, so Lewandowski will definitely be out. It's too much money to be sitting out for 1 game week. And even then, there's probably better value options. So, for Lewandowski, it will be between Morata, Zapata, and Cristiano Ronaldo to come in for my team. Let me know who you think is the best option to replace Lewandowski in my team. Remember, I already have Haaland and Lassina Traore. Ferran Torres, I'm probably going to keep. Ideally, I would get rid of him to maybe someone like Bruno Fernandes, but the fact that Casemiro is out, I mean, Ferran Torres could still start. Maybe I'll just get rid of Casemiro instead. And I do have a lot of money. If I go to someone like Zapata, for instance, I actually have a lot of money here. And I could actually still get Bruno Fernandes. Oh my God. You know what? That looks pretty good. Yeah, I could do something like that. And unfortunately, I'd have to take a -4 if I want to get rid of Thomas Meunier, and I would get Christian Romero in. So the 3 transfers I could make is Zapata in for Lewandowski, Bruno Fernandes coming in for Casemiro, and Christian Romero in for Thomas Meunier. Let me know what you think. I could go for Gosens instead of Romero. I do have 1.1 million left in the bank. Ideally, I'd want to get rid of Danilo, probably even Koundé, even Ferran Torres, Traore as well to Braithwaite, but I don't want to take -8s. -4 is the max I want to go to, so let me know what you think. So let's see what people are saying. I don't know about Jota. Mane was rested, so he will start. Well, maybe it'll be Jota, Mane, Salah. Well, that's the thing, exactly. Jota can play up front as well, and Salah can play up front. Maybe Jota can play on the right, although he's mainly a left winger or second striker. So, yeah, I think Mane and Salah will definitely play. And as for whether it will be Firmino or Jota or both, I couldn't tell you. Hopefully, it'll be Jota as well. Casemiro benched, yeah, unfortunately, Akraf. Pavard or Angelino for this week? Angelino for this week, definitely the fixture's way better, but, you know, Pavard has been decent this year, only 1 blank from 4. According to Fantasy Hub, all 3 supposed to start, Salah, Mane and Jota. Yeah, but, I mean, they do get stuff wrong, but then again, they do get some stuff right, but yeah, hopefully they all start. Zuma or Chilwell? To be honest, I maybe would avoid both. Now, the reason why I say that is because Chelsea might rotate a lot. The only thing that I could see, the only reason why I could see Lampard maybe going with the strongest lineup possible is wanting to finish top of the group, so they have a better team or better opponent for the round of 16 potentially. And he actually did say today that he might put a lot of fringe players into the starting lineup. So to be honest, I would probably avoid both of them. Who to get for Messi? Is Benzema a good shout? He is a good shout, but I think Morata, Zapata, Haaland, as I keep on saying, are all good choices, and you could go for all of them. Immobile, if you believe in him. Haaland, if you don't have him already. Ilicic or Mane, Limitless active. I would not go for Mane. I would go for Salah and Jota from Liverpool. So I'd go for Ilicic over him. But maybe Mane does really well against Ajax. Who knows? Captain Benzema, wish me luck, guys. Good luck all about FPL. And thanks for the luck wished. Gundogan playing? I'm not sure, Anonymous. I mean, you're asking me about what will Pep play. I've got Ferran Torres, and I'm worried about him not playing. So I think Gundogan will play. But, I mean, not trying to sound like a douche, but I honestly couldn't tell you for sure. I think Gundogan will play. But that's what does that mean? What do you think? Stindl, Thuram, and Liner starting for Borussia Mönchengladbach. I mean, I don't think they're. Yeah, when do they play? Pretty sure they play later on today. Yeah, 8 o'clock. So I'm not sure if they will play. My suspicion would be yes, they all will. But let's see. I go Ronaldo. Well, I mean that Ronaldo was probably more reliable, I guess, but this season he hasn't been that good in the Champions League, and let's look at him. I know he's missed 1 or 2 games. Unfortunately, it prices me out of this Bruno Fernandes move, and Bruno would be a fantastic upgrade. To be fair, 2 games, 2 returns, a goal and an assist. They got Barcelona next. He does love playing at the Camp Nou. I could go for Ronaldo, but Morata's 3 million cheaper, and he's been getting the points. And then there's Zapata, like I keep saying, and that fixture against Midtjylland, as long as he plays, he's destined for gold, really. So I'm not too sure. But Ronaldo, yeah, is a good suggestion, and I might go with him in the end. Gosens for sure looks good. Yeah, only for fun. The only reason why I'm considering Christian Romero instead, as I keep on saying, is the ball recovery points. And look at that. He's played 3 games, and he's gotten 7 points, 9 points, and 12 points. Even when he conceded 2 goals, he got 7 because of 19 ball recoveries. And with Gosens, if you compare, let's see if I can find him here. Where are you, Mr. Gosens? I think he's up here. Yep. Gosens. I think he's on 23 points, if I'm not mistaken. Here we go. Okay, so he got 7 points in the first fixture when Romero got 12. And yeah, he missed this fixture against Liverpool. And look at that. They conceded 2 goals. To be fair, he did concede the penalty, so he lost a point for that. He did get 10 ball recoveries, and he does have more attacking potential, to be fair. But overall, I think Christian Romero is probably, he's got a better chance of getting at least 5 points or more. With Gosens, you're really relying on attacking returns. But, then again, Gosens could get a goal and an assist against Midtjylland, so why not? So yeah, maybe you're onto something there. Maybe I should go for Gosens. I'm definitely very set on getting an Atalanta defender there. Bruno versus PSG. Yeah, true. I mean, Bruno, he's got a pretty poor fixture on paper, but it's Bruno Fernandes, mate, and he did score against PSG. I know it's a penalty, but he scored. And, I mean, I don't know if you've seen him in the Premier League, but he's just on fire and one of the best players in the world. So, yeah, that's why I'm thinking of getting him in. And I'm getting him in for Casemiro, who's not even playing. That's my logic behind it. My team taking minus 16. Damn. Oh, I mean, I could do that as well, but, yeah. Jota is starting. I hope so, only for fun. I really hope so. Is Felix a good pick for this week? I think he is, but I'm not sure. I mean, I think there are better options for 9 million. That's why I wouldn't go for Felix, but he could be a great option. He's very good at home most of the time. Thank you, Adam. You seem to like the changes, and hopefully that's a good sign. Bruno may be rested. Yeah, but then again, they are going to be trying to qualify and then maybe secure top spot. So I'm not sure. I mean, that's the thing. A United fan earlier told me Ollie's going to play strong teams in both games and Bruno should probably be playing both. And then people like you are saying the opposite. So that's the thing. It shows that we don't know. Only Ollie will know. He's the one who makes the team. So yeah, maybe getting Bruno Fernandes is the wrong call, to be fair. So yeah, maybe I'm making a mistake there. And I will reconsider it. Should I trade Barrios or Koundé? Probably Kunde. I don't know though, to be fair. For 4 million, what better options can you get in defence? And for 4.5 million, what better options can you get there? So I'm not sure. Ilicic or Sterling for this week? I would say Ilicic is more nailed on and he's got the better fixture, so I'd go for him. Is it worth taking a -4 to transfer 2 defenders in the hope of clean sheets, or is it wiser to get 1 defender and 1 midfielder? Probably 1 defender and 1 midfielder. That's what I would say. Why not Cristiano? Well, I could get him. I'm not ruling him out, but like I said, getting in someone like Zapata or Morata gives me the option to upgrade Casemiro just so much. So that's the reason why. And to be honest, Zapata's gotten more points, more goals, more assists than Ronaldo. So yeah. Hateboer or Gossens? I think Gossens. I'm not too sure about Hateboer. I haven't seen him play recently, but correct me if I'm wrong. Barca La Masia to adopt "You'll never walk alone" slogan. Are you serious? That's a bit weird. The problem is I have both of them, Zuma and Chua. I need to choose one. Yeah, good point, mate. To be honest, I'm not sure. Both of them could be rotated, so I'm really not sure. I'll probably get rid of Chilwell because he's a bit more expensive, and in the Champions League anyway, he hasn't been doing it. Zuma gets the ball recovery points, so I would keep Zuma. Zapata or Papu Gomez? I'd go for Papu Gomez. Get Zapata and Morata. Unfortunately, I can't get both, mate, because, why would I get rid of Lassina Traore or Haaland when I've got people like Casemiro, Ferran Torres, Danilo, Thomas Meunier, who are all unlikely to start or have been ruled out. So yeah, it'd have to be either Zapata or Morata. So yeah, Zapata for me. Okay, thank you, Wizbar. I got Dest, Romero, Hummels and Pavard. Who else should I go for? What about Jordi Alba? Not too sure about Barcelona assets apart from Serginho Dest. If he plays, Jordi Alba is a bit expensive for what he returns. Is KDB worth it? He would be if he started, but is he going to start? I couldn't tell you for sure. I think Sterling's a bit more nailed on. Danilo and Braithwaite in for Traore and Casemiro. To be fair, I remember, I think it was Akraf who told me about Danilo Pereira, and he got 4 points in the last game, I believe, so it was a good shout. I probably would prefer Gundogan if you could upgrade to him, so it's up to you. They're good transfers though, and I definitely like the Braithwaite transfer for sure. Will Sterling play? I'm not sure, mate. I think he will, but I can't tell you. Meunier's not playing. He's not. He's been ruled out by the Dortmund coach, unfortunately. PSG, top 5 team in the world, unlike West Brom and Southampton. Yeah, but Man United already went to PSG and beat them. And I don't really think PSG are a top 5 team in the world at the moment. They've been losing in Ligue 1. They've been pretty poor in the Champions League. They scraped the win against Leipzig and they lost the other game to Leipzig. I'm not too confident about PSG and I don't think they're top 5 in the world. Meunier's not playing. Yeah, he's not playing. What about Benzema? He's a good choice. I've already discussed them before, but I think there are better options for his price. Since Zidane wants to be a hoe, I'm going to be woke and get Tete. Hopefully he humbles Madrid. You know what? I hope he does as well. Hopefully you get the points, Antonio, because Zidane is a little bit of a prick. Thank you so much. No problem. Zapata. Yeah. I think if Zapata plays, he strikes gold. And remember, the first game week, look how many points he got against Midtjylland. I know it's different circumstances, but you know what? I just think Zapata can do very well. And choose 2 midfielders from Ilicic, Mane, Jota, Sterling. It would be Ilicic and Sterling. And if I was confident about Jota starting, I would potentially go for him over Sterling. But yeah, Ilicic and Sterling or Jota. Definitely not Mane for me. Should I play Limitless in this match day, or when would you consider? It depends on your situation, mate, because if you're not happy with your team and you're confident about assembling a very, very good lineup full of stars for Matchday 5, then why not? So it depends on your situation. If you think it's going to be the right choice for your team for the week, go for it. If you said you'll go for Papu Gomez instead of Zapata, why are you transferring Zapata? No, Aranya. No disrespect, but I did say I prefer Zapata over Gomez. As a player, I prefer Gomez, but in UCL Fantasy terms, I prefer Zapata. I never said Gomez. If I did, that's just me making a mistake, but Zapata definitely. I prefer him. I did early transfers and it was Tete to Cuadrado, Kimmich to Guerrera and Fatih for Corona. Now I'm regretting my transfers. Exactly, Anonymous. I don't know if you remember, but for match day 3 or 4, I made early transfers and it cost me and I had to take -8 hit unnecessarily. And it's just don't do early transfers, especially in UCL Fantasy when there's no need. But obviously, it's unlucky on your part. I'm not going to say it's your fault or whatever, but just there's always it's better to not take any risks and leave it to the last few minutes. Is Mobley a good pick? He is, and that's why I recommended him despite a tough fixture against Dortmund. But if I'm being honest, I think there are better choices. Haaland is a better choice. Zapata, even Lukaku could be a better choice. Morata, Cristiano Ronaldo. The names I've been echoing all day. Even Braithwaite, I mean, for value for money, I guess. But Immobile is a great player, and he's done very well when he has played. Let's go through some of these questions quickly before because I need to definitely finalize these transfers before I forget, and I'm literally, I've wasted time here. If I have a lot of budget left, then who should I go for, Ronaldo or Zapata? It depends on who you think is going to do better. In my opinion, I prefer Zapata, but Ronaldo, you can never rule him out. You can never rule out Ronaldo. Foden is better than Gundogan. He is true, but Gundogan I think is a bit more nailed in the Champions League. But yeah, Foden, if he starts, is probably better. How confident are you that Ferran Torres will start today? If I'm being honest, Christian Alarcon, I'm not too sure. I'm not confident at all, if I'm being honest. The only good thing is that he got substituted a bit early against Burnley. That's the only reassurance I can give you there. Ronaldo and Stindl or Thuram and Morata for Lewandowski and Tete? I'd go for Ronaldo and Stindl, in my opinion. Is KDB playing? I'm not sure, mate. I'm not sure. I don't think so, but he could. And if he does, he could do very well, get a double-digit return yet again. But otherwise, I couldn't tell you. If I take a wildcard today, would I get another wildcard available for the knockouts? So, Matthew, basically, you don't get another wildcard, but after Matchday 6 and before the round of 16, you get unlimited transfers as you would when you first start up the game. But it's not a wildcard per se. It's not like if you don't use your free transfers or your unlimited transfers there, it's not as if you suddenly, have a wildcard stored for whenever you want. You have to use it before the round of 16. So you still have unlimited transfers, so you could play a wildcard now and not really have the worry of, having to take multiple hits for the round of 16. But you don't have the luxury of choosing when to make the transfers. So hopefully that answers your question. Which team do you support in general? I support Arsenal. And I know we're not in the Champions League, and the way we're going, we might not even be in the Europa League for much longer. Ruben Semedo for Meunier, gut feeling. Okay, fair enough. Hopefully that works out for you. Will Walker start for City? I'm not sure. It could be Cancelo on the right, Zinchenko on the left, and Mendy and Walker are rested for the weekend, so I couldn't tell you for sure. I'm more confident about Cancelo starting, but unfortunately it's Pep. What do you think of Plea tonight? I think he could be good, but I'm looking at other options also for Game Week 6. Stindl or Di Maria? I prefer Stindl, especially with the fixture coming up. I prefer Stindl, definitely. I have 8 players who are likely not starting, and I already use Wildcard and Limitless. I am willing to take some risk. So is it worth to take minus 16 or minus 20? If I'm being honest, it's not worth it. And that's why I'm trying to avoid it. I would like to take a minus 16 or 20 if possible without losing the points. But it's just, I would never recommend taking hits like that. I did that on FPL when I was playing it casually. And when I stopped taking hits like that, and when I was patient, and when I just literally let, football do its talking, that's when I started doing much better. So I would not recommend hits like that. Minus 8 is the maximum I would recommend. And even then, I don't recommend them at all. A bit of a dilemma here. Cuadrado or Gundogan? Daniel, is simple. Cuadrado is likely not to play tomorrow. Pirlo said that he's going to get rested potentially, along with Danilo. So Gundogan, that's the answer. I need a replacement for Bruno Fernandes. I mean, why replacement? Probably Salah. I mean, if you're doing Bruno to Salah, fair enough. But otherwise, Bruno, just because he has PSG doesn't mean it's going to be tough. I mean, some teams that are worse than Man United have beaten PSG, and Man United have already beaten PSG. And remember who scored? Bruno Fernandes. So yeah, will Adrian be in goal? If Alisson's out, as people suspect, then yeah, he will be. Bruno or Rashford more reliable for this match? If you're asking me, out of those two, I'm not sure. I prefer Bruno overall. But yeah, they're both great assets, I think, in UCL Fantasy. Best wildcard starting 11, please. I mean, I'll show it one more time, but I am pretty sick of showing it. This is the wildcard 11 I would show. And if you don't have enough money, move Zapata down to Morata. Simple as that. That's what I would recommend. And I think some people have been saying Gundogan instead of Foden instead of Gundogan. So let's see how much Foden is. Yeah, you could get Foden in and move Zapata down to Morata. So that's what I would recommend, but it's up to you. So yeah, let me just put him again. Yeah, that's what I would recommend. And yeah, if not, play back, because I have gone over this quite a few times already. Best midfielder to get this game week, probably Salah, Sterling. Yeah, I'd probably say one of those two if they start, and I'm pretty sure Salah will anyway. So you know what, let's go with Salah. Should I take Jose Sarr? Jose Sarr's fine. Yeah, Because even if Adrian plays, he tends to not keep clean sheets. I think he's got like 2 clean sheets or something like that from 20-something games. So I'm not too confident about Adrian. So yeah. I need a 6.7 million midfielder with a decent fixture. Any suggestions, mate? He's staring you in the face. Ilkay Gundogan. I think if he plays, he could be a fantastic option for you. Mbappe or Neymar? Probably Neymar. Mbappe hasn't scored since November last year. But if Mbappe turns it around, he's probably more explosive. Neymar tends to get 5 to 7 points. But it's up to you. Now, 20 minutes left for the deadline. I need to make these changes now. Unfortunately, I'm not even sure at the moment. It's very difficult to pretty much see what transfers are best to make. So I'm pretty set, I think, on Christian Romero and Duvan Zapata. And I've got 10.6 million left in the bank if I get rid of Casemiro. And to be honest, Jota might play. He might not. Ferran Torres might start as well. He might not. But I know that for a fact that Casemiro is not playing. And he's going to be useless for me if, if he just comes off the bench because he's limited in terms of how many ball recoveries he can make. So, yeah, I need your opinions. I know some of you have been saying I should get Ronaldo instead of Zapata, but I think for my team overall, getting Romero in for Meunier and then getting in Zapata instead of Ronaldo for Lewandowski frees up more money, gives me more options. I could literally get Sterling if I wanted for Casemiro. I could get Bruno Fernandes, Rashford, Koeman. I could get so many people. So let me know who you think I should get. Yeah, it's a bit of a dilemma that I have. Danilo, I know he's probably not going to play, but there's nothing I can do. I don't want to take -8s, 16s, 12s, whatever. Danilo's rested. Yeah, Madeline, as I've said a few times before, Andrea Pirlo said that Cuadrado and Danilo are probably going to be rested tomorrow, and the rest of the team is going to be very strong from Juventus. So it is what it is. I mean, what can I say? Koeman is more consistent. I don't know about that because he has blanked twice, and he had 2 big returns, and both of them came at home. But he does face Atletico, and it is away. So I'm not sure. It's a good suggestion. I'm not saying you're wrong, but yeah, I don't know if he's more consistent. But he's more explosive. I think that's what I would use. Is it best to use Limitless this week or wait? It depends on your team. If you're not confident with your team at the moment and you think you can make a very good Limitless team, then go for it. But what I would suggest is going for it now. And rewind my video because a few times I have gone through my Limitless team, what I would go for. And yeah, hopefully it can help you out. Ilicic, you know what, that's a fair shout. I could go for him. Maybe I've not really looked at him. The only problem is that I would probably want to get rid of one of the Atalanta players in the end because I would be having Christian Romero, Zapata and Ilicic. But maybe don't get Romero, maybe don't get Zapata, maybe get Morata instead of Zapata and have Ilicic for cover. So that's a good suggestion, to be fair. I might end up going with Morata instead of Zapata. But I'm just not sure about Alvaro because he misses so many chances. Zapata does too, but not as many as Morata. I'm just losing my mind here. Braithwaite in? I would say yes for a budget striker like Lassina Traore or, this Emmanuel Bonaventura guy. Yeah, I would say. Cristiano Ronaldo in or out? I mean, if you don't have him and you're confident in him, getting points, then get him in. If you have him already, don't get him out. That's simple as that. Yeah, go for Zapata, mate. Is Felipe or Angelino going to play? Felipe is not going to play, I think. Angelino, I think he is going to play, so Angelino's a better bet. Gomez, good option. I think he is, but Zapata is more explosive, so I prefer him. I always prefer the more explosive assets. Foden's better than Gundogan, he is. But then again, Foden is a bit more expensive, but if you can afford it, yeah, Foden is worth the upgrade. But then again, Gundogan's done very well. Let's see. Should I keep Jota or upgrade to Sancho? If you think he's not going to start, then do it. Then upgrade to Sancho, but maybe not Sancho. Go for Bruno, go for Rashford, go for Stindl. There's a lot of choices you can go for. Doesn't have to necessarily be Sancho. And if you already have Haaland, that's already good enough cover, I think, for Borussia Dortmund. Ter Stegen, Messi, and Coutinho will miss this match day. Exactly. Should I captain Jota or KDB? I don't even know if any of them are going to start. I think Jota's maybe a bit more likely to start. So in that case, I'd go for him. But both have kind of tough fixtures anyway, so yeah. Best striker for 6 million. Braithwaite definitely if he starts. Angelino instead of Romero. I mean, I could go for him, true. I could go for Angelino. I don't know. There's something about Romero, the amount of ball recovery points he gets. Angelino doesn't get that. And if you look at the main source of Angelino's points, let's just look at it for a second. Angelino. Most of his points came in game week 1, as you can see here. And apart from that, I know he got 5 points here. He got an assist against PSG, but very poor in the other 2 games. I know they conceded 5 to Man United, so that's a bit of a different kettle of fish, but I don't want to get him in just for him to get 3 points. Istanbul are decent at home. They did beat Manchester United, so it's not an easy decision. But yeah, maybe Angelino is the way to go. Pedri, I mean, like I said with Pedri before, he is a good choice. He's a good differential, but I wouldn't necessarily go for him. But yeah, maybe he's more likely to start than most of my midfielders that I've got on screen. Is Benzema a good option coming out of the injury because of Madrid's dependence on him? I mean, he's not a bad option. I just think there are better choices overall. I don't like Real Madrid. Benzema's a bit wasteful as well. And they have a pretty tough fixture, to be honest. Lenglet play or not, mate? I couldn't tell you for sure. Koeman's basically resting Messi, Ter Stegen and Coutinho, so I couldn't tell you at all. I think Dest is probably more likely to play, but if not, it could be Roberto. And in centre-back, I'm not sure. They could play one of those youngsters that they've been playing recently. I can't remember his name. But yeah, we'll have to see. When to use the Limitless, is it better to use in the knockout stages? Ideally, you'd want to use it in the group stages, but you can use it in the knockouts and get 100 plus points. It's possible. I've seen it happen. So it's up to you. Don't just play it because, everyone's played it in the group stage, I need to do it as well. The only thing I would say is that in the group stages, the really bad teams like Midtjylland are still in it, so you can target them. But it's up to you, to be honest. Meunier's not playing. He's not playing at all. Hateboer is a good option. He is, but I'm not even sure. Is he fit? I haven't seen him play recently. But yeah. Angelino is Leipzig's top scorer. He is, but I mean, is it saying much? I mean, Leipzig aren't exactly great since Werner has left. Roberto's out for 2 months. Oh yeah, he is. I remember. I also had him in my team. So yeah, Serginho Dest is actually a great choice. You know what? I think that might make up my mind for me. If Dest is going to play, I might end up getting him instead. So he could come in for Thomas Meunier, and it could be Dest. It would be either Dest, Romero, or Angelino coming in. And I could go for something like that. Ilicic and Zapata up front. Yeah, it could be something like that. The only thing I'm worried about is for Matchday 6, having Zapata and Ilicic is not ideal, but for this fixture, very, very tempting. So yeah, I could go for something like that. Zapata, Romero, Szoboszlai, or Zapata, Gosens, Gundogan. That's a tough one. That is a really tough one. I would probably go for the first one. But I'm not sure about Szoboszlai's team, Red Bull Salzburg. I'm not too sure about that. But yeah, take into consideration that Salzburg play Lokomotiv and City play the more explosive Porto way. Exactly. And yeah, I just prefer the first one anyway. Do you think Ben Chilwell will play? If I'm being honest, I don't think so based on Lampard's comments, but I could be wrong. It's up to you, really. Liverpool lineup leak. Adrian, Neco, Fabinho, Matip, Robertson, Wijnaldum, Henderson, Curtis, Salah, Jota, Mane. This guy's been 100% accurate last 3 lineups. I think I know who you're on about. I can't remember his name, but I saw it the other day. That's how I found out that Mane wasn't starting. So yeah, hopefully that's good news then. Jota and Salah, finally some good news. I'm sorry, is it true that Meunier will not play? He's not playing. The manager ruled him out, as I've said before. Is Gosens playing? I can't tell you for sure, but I think he will. And if he doesn't, then you know what? You may as well never ask me a question again because, I mean, he has to play, really, unless he gets a last-minute injury. Rodrigo in for Casemiro. I wouldn't go near Real Madrid players, but that's up to you. What do you think about using minus for transfers? I don't like it, and that's why I'm very hesitant about my transfers, and I'm really thinking about it so I don't have to take even more hits. But it's up to you. I wouldn't go more than -8 or -12, if I'm being honest. What will be your final team? Could you please tell me? I mean, that's what I'm deciding now. It's a tough decision. How long will Meunier be out for? I'm not sure, but he's definitely missing this week. He could be back for Matchday 6, but they have to do more scans. It's not that simple. Replacement for Meunier, Hummels. I mean, there's Hummels, there's Akanji, there's Christian Romero, there's Gosens, there's Serginho Dest. There's plenty of choices there, so it's up to you. Should I buy Plea? I wouldn't, but it's up to you. If you think he's going to do well, then go for it. Now, after going through all those questions, I will be finalizing this. And yeah, the more I think about it, the more doubts I have. So I don't want to overthink this, and I want to just, get these done. And hopefully there are the right choices. So if Jota and Salah are playing, that's good news. Both of them could get a lot of points. Having one of Zapata or Ilicic, I think I definitely want. I don't want Gomez, but I do want Zapata or Ilicic. And it's a choice of one of the two, I think. Having both of them, I'm not sure about. And between Serginho Dest and Christian Romero, so I have to definitely think about that. Chilwell or Lodi, I would go for Lodi because he's more likely to play. But I couldn't tell you. Is Goretzka playing? He's not playing. Neuer's not playing. Lewandowski's not playing. Is De Bruyne playing? I couldn't tell you. The lineups aren't out. I don't think he will. But then again, he could play and then get subbed off in the 60th minute or something. I have only 25 minutes left. Please tell me Game Week 5 team. I mean, you've asked me this before. I've told you, and I've told other people 3 or 4, 5 times best Limitless team and best wildcard team. So rewind and check that out. Yeah. João Felix, Bayern won't have their strongest team and Atletico are desperate for a win. I think he could be a good choice. I just think there are better options overall. But he could be a good choice this week, a bit of a differential. One midfielder to have, already have Salah, Mane, Sterling, Szoboszlai. Well, I would have said Jota, but you've got Mane and Salah. Apart from that, probably Ilicic is probably the standout that I can think of, if not Bruno Fernandes or Koeman or Rashford, I think. Trust me, get Romero. Is Ronaldo playing? I think he will. Pirlo said he's playing the strongest team available, except for Danilo and Cuadrado, as I've said a few times before. Will Werner be a good pick? Is he nailed on to start? I don't think he is nailed on, so to speak. Frank Lampard, like I said a few times before, he did say that they're going to play a lot of fringe players. So yeah, that will be my answer. I don't think he's necessarily nailed on or a great pick, but it's up to you, really. What is your final team? I mean, that's what I'm deciding now. And yeah, I'm not too sure, to be honest. I'm not really too confident in this team, but there we go. That is the way the cookie crumbles. If Bruno had Istanbul, obviously, coming up, then yeah, I'd definitely get him in. I was considering getting him in last time, but I was priced out because of, obviously, the price changes that happen every single week. And now I can afford him. Unfortunately, I couldn't before. Otherwise, he'd be in my team and I wouldn't really think about getting rid of him. But I know I've recommended Stindl to a lot of you, and he's playing a pretty poor side. But I don't know. I just I think I'm going to go for someone else. And what I might do now, I might go for either Ronaldo or Morata and go for Ilicic. Hopefully he does play. Yeah. So this is what I could end up going with. And yeah, will it be worth it? Let's see Ilicic. Pretty mixed bag. I know he did well in the last game. Against Liverpool as well, out of all teams. Got an assist when he came on against Michelin in 22 minutes. That's pretty impressive. Didn't play in Game Week 3. A lot of people didn't play in Game Week 3, it seems. I think they were resting for a very important Serie A game in Game Week 2. I'm not too sure. Just didn't do the business there. So, very tough call here. Because maybe I'll have more confidence in Bruno overall, despite the fixture. So, it's a tough one. It's a really tough one. What is this app called? This is basically the Champions League Fantasy website, but there is an app, and it looks a bit different to this, but yeah. Limitless or Wildcard, it depends on your team and your situation. I would probably say Limitless, but yeah, it's up to you. Bruno rested? I don't think he will be. Atalanta triple on Limitless? You could do. It is risky, but you could do that. I would probably go for 2 instead of 3 on a Limitless. What do you think of Sabitzer from Leipzig? Not really interested in him, to be honest. I would rather have other people from his price bracket. Good option, Ilicic, Zapata and Romero. I think so. I would probably want only one of Ilicic or Zapata, which is obviously the dilemma I'm facing right now, right in front of you. So yeah, I'm not too sure. But yeah, I would probably go for one of Ilicic or Zapata and Romero. Is Hudson-Odoi playing? I think he will, because a lot of fringe players are playing, but I couldn't tell you for sure. I have Werner and Tadic. Pick one and transfer out another. I'd pick Tadic. I'd pick him. Pedri, good option for midfield. I think he can be, as I've discussed before, but we'll have to wait and see. Alexandra, a good option? Yeah, I think he could be, but Juventus have been very poor defensively, and I'm not too sure. Ilicic might be benched. Yeah, there you go. But then again, Zapata might, but maybe Zapata's a bit more nailed. I'm not sure, but I'm going to be finalising my transfers now. Moise Kean, will he play? Well, no. With the return of Neymar to the squad, with Mbappe playing up front and Di Maria on the right, I don't think he's going to play. And this is something I highlighted when it was brought to my attention in the last stream about Neymar returning. I did say there is a chance that Kean won't play. Otherwise, I would actually like him on a wildcard if he were playing, but doesn't seem like it's going to be the case. So I'm going to kind of stick to my guts, and hopefully it pays off. And I'm going to be going for Zapata and Christian Romero, and in midfield, who do I go for? This is the main problem I have. I'll probably keep Ferran Torres, even though he probably won't start, which would obviously be devastating as well. But you can't, I mean, with UCL, it just seems really hard to field an 11 at the moment, which is why it's so important to have a full squad. 15 players who play most of the time anyway, so that if someone gets benched or rested out of nowhere, you know, you're kind of good, good cover you have from the bench. So I could go for Sterling. I could go for Rashford, Bruno, Stindl, Coman. It's a really tough one. I'm definitely going to keep thinking about it. So yeah, I'm pretty set on Zapata and Romero. I do like Dest, and especially with Roberto being out. I don't know, it's very tempting to get Dest in as well, but I don't want to keep Casemiro and then just get rid of Danilo. I'd rather get rid of Casemiro than in that case. But Danilo is someone I was thinking of getting rid of for game week 6 because he does play Barcelona, and I would expect both of their teams, you know, to be very strong. They both want to finish top, so that is a tough one. Yeah, ideally I'd want to get rid of both of them if I'm being honest. And let's see. Okay, the comments are loading up now. Go for Ilicic as one of Zapata and him will start. Cuadrado, good option. Like I said, Cuadrado's probably going to be benched tomorrow, like I've said a lot of times already. Morata or Zapata, that's the dilemma I'm facing. I'd probably say Zapata, but it's up to you. Romero or Gossens, I would probably say Romero. Romero Hateboa, I'd probably say Romero. Best option for 10 million or under. Depends on what position. Yeah, it really depends on what position in attack. I'd say Zapata and Morata. In midfield, probably Bruno, Stindl, yeah, or Rashford, someone like that. If KDB don't start, I'm kind of dead. Yeah, same. That's how I feel at the moment. What about Sane? Yeah, he could actually play, but I'm not really too keen on buying. I already have enough rotation risks at the moment, so in my case, I'm not really going near him, and I won't be considering him. Sterling or KDB? I would say KDB if they both started. But I think Sterling's a bit more likely to start based on what happened last weekend. Go for Ilicic as one of Zapata and him will start. Yeah, I mean, I might do that. But I might just go for Zapata instead. Best midfielder for 10 million or under. Oh yeah, I've already said that. What do you think of my wildcard team? It's somewhere up there. Best captaincy option. Like I said before, Salah or Zapata for the Tuesday, and for the Wednesday, it would probably be Haaland or Ronaldo, depending on if you have them already. So yeah, that's what I would probably go for at the top of my head. So yeah. That's how I'm looking at it. Whew. Did Stindl even play in the... He didn't play the first game. How many goals does this guy have? He's got 2 assists and 2 goals. Pretty impressive. I would really get Bruno if he didn't have such a tough fixture coming up. And even game week 6 is very tough. So what I might end up doing... Just getting back Sterling. I might just do this. I get Raheem back... But will he play? I mean, I've got basically 2 headaches here, 2 rotation headaches in Man City with Ferran Torres and Raheem Sterling. I did have Raheem Sterling before. Taking City players is a big risk. Yeah, it is. That's true. I have Chilwell and Danilo. Ship only 1 out for -4. Romero or Dest. I already have Gossens. In that case, I would go for Dest, but Romero is a great choice also. But I still took Torres, yeah. Best midfielder under 7.5. Foden, if he starts, I would probably say him. Yeah, and if not, Gundogan. I think Sergio Oliveira, as people have pointed out. I would have said Cuadrado, but he's not playing tomorrow, so yeah. Thanks for your support. I just subscribed. Keep going, mate. Thank you so much for the subscription. I appreciate it. Is Coman a good pick? Yeah, I think he will be. He won't be bad anyway if he starts the next 2, but too much rotation at Bayern, and they've already kind of gone through. I don't think the motivation's the same now that they've pretty much secured qualification, so I'm not too sure. So, yes. I've been divering all this time, and I definitely need to get this sorted and over the line before I miss the deadline. It is in 10 minutes. The Casemiro substitution has made things easy for me. Ferran Torres might get benched. Danilo might get benched tomorrow, according to Pirlo himself. Lodi will probably not get any points. Trubin will probably not get any points. Pavard as well. But what can we do? What can we do? It is how it is. So... Stindl or Sterling, I'm on wildcard. I mean, I'm facing a similar dilemma, mate. Probably Sterling, if you don't have a City asset already, but do you think they're going to do well? Or start anyway? The team you have picked is good or bad? What is your opinion? I mean, I don't know. That's why I haven't decided yet. I mean, I'm not really happy with this team. Based on the amount of, people just being benched out of nowhere or being rested. and all of this stuff. So it's not easy when deciding. And if I'm being honest, I'm normally very decisive with transfers. I know what I want, and I just go for it. But in this case, because of the amount of people being benched in my team, I just don't know who to go for, because the next guy I get the same thing might happen to him as well. So yeah, I'm not too confident in this team. I don't rate it too much. If they all played, then yeah, I think it would be a very good team. It would get a lot of points every week, but it's not the case, unfortunately. Wan-Bissaka or Koundé, probably Wan-Bissaka, but yeah, I don't really like any of them. Berisha or Lassina Traore, I would probably go one further and say Braithwaite, but yeah, maybe Berisha. The team you've picked, Zapata or Jota, captaincy. Probably Zapata. I'll probably go for Zapata based on the opponent. Okay, so 10 minutes left. Let's go. I could go for Ilicic in midfield. I don't know if he's going to start though, and same with Zapata. I'm just not sure. You would think that they will. I think at the weekend it was Ilicic, Gomez and Zapata in the attacking positions. So it's not really like we know who's more nailed on, because Zapata in the last game in Champions League didn't play, and Ilicic played and he scored. So it's a really tough one. I think Zapata's more explosive, at least this season anyway. And I think one of them will do well against that Michelin, but the question is who? No idea at the moment. No problem, AK17. Only have 11 minutes. Please tell me your best. I mean, I already told you, VJ. I've already put like a wildcard team and a Limitless team. You can check it out from before. Is Ruben Diaz playing? I think Cancelo's a bit more likely to start. Ruben Diaz might get rested because he's been playing so many minutes. But yeah, maybe he'll start. He'll get 60 minutes and then get subbed off. So yeah, I can't tell you though if he's going to play. I don't think so. Or I'm not entirely sure that he will. It depends on how Pep feels on the day. Will he want to play Stones? Who knows? Fernandinho at centre back? We'll have to wait and see. Yeah, what I might end up doing is just keep it simple and go with my original plan. Get Bruno Fernandes in, Zapata and Cristiano Romero. I know PSG is tough, and I know that some of the other options that I've been considering have better fixtures and arguably could be better picks, and they end up getting more points. But Bruno is just someone I'm so confident in, no matter who he plays against. Zapata has a great fixture. Cristiano Romero does as well. And I don't want to go all out on Atalanta, because that will probably be yet another transfer down the line. But then again, looking at on the other side, maybe if Man United qualify in Matchday 6, Van der Beek will play instead of Bruno Fernandes. So you'll be damned if you do, you'll be damned if you don't, as I said at the beginning of the stream. Akil, you say you accidentally forgot to wildcard and got minus 36. I'm pretty sure if you activate your wildcard now, before the deadline, it will cancel it out. That's what happens on FPL. So go to your app or your website and activate the wildcard, and it should cancel out all the hits. So don't worry about that. Just go for Sterling and Zapata. They'll both score. Thanks for the help, though. I wish it was that simple. And if you are right, then you are onto something. So yes. Let's go into this. Sterling, the guy I got rid of, I think in game week 3 or 4. Will I go back to him? Will it be just Bruno Fernandes yet again? Sterling hasn't been too impressive in the Champions League, nor in the season overall, but he's just so explosive and he can always come up with the goods. So tough fixture as well. Porto aren't an easy team. That's what kind of puts me off as well. I know Bruno has PSG, but I have more confidence in Bruno. I know that sounds a bit weird. I know the fixture's tougher. But there you go. Don't go for Sterling. Yeah, you see mixed messages here. Anyone know the name of the person who does leak the lineups? I can't remember off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure I saw him the other day. I saw someone retweet it, and that's how I found out about the Mane news anyway. Haaland or Ronaldo for captain? You could go for either, to be honest. I'd probably say Haaland, but Ronaldo has the better fixture, so up to you. Sterling is shit. Damn, that's a bit rude. I don't think he's shit, but this season he has been pretty poor. Yeah. No, it still said I need to make my transfers. I'm pretty sure you can activate your wildcard. I'm pretty sure you click the button and it will activate it, and then it cancels out the hits. I'm pretty sure that's how it is. Yeah, with points, fair enough, especially in FPL, but I'm not sure about if he's shit overall. So yeah, Any final thoughts from you lot would be very appreciated. So the transfers I'm thinking of making, for a -4, Zapata in for Lewandowski, Bruno Fernandes coming in for Casemiro, and Christian Romero in for Thomas Meunier, who is out for the game today, or should I say tomorrow in Dortmund's case. But yeah, let me know what you think. Do extra transfers and activate wildcard. I don't have the wildcard, mate, unfortunately. If I did, I'd be using it, and the only reason I used the wildcard in the first place was because of rotation, once again, and injuries, which plagued me before, and they're still plaguing me now, unfortunately. So ideally, I would use the wildcard now, and I'd be changing my team a lot, but just not the case. Benzema, Sportiello, Gossens. I mean, they seem decent picks, but I don't know who you got them in for, but they seem fine. I don't like Benzema too much, but he could do well for you. Ferran Torres and Koeman not playing. I mean, I hope you're wrong. I hope Ferran Torres does play, but we'll have to wait and see. For the guy who took -36. Yeah, exactly. Make further changes and then activate the wildcard. You press the button. Yeah, definitely don't panic. Why Romero over Hateboer? Well, I'm not even sure if Hateboer has been playing recently. I've looked at the lineups and I haven't seen him. But also Romero gets the points for ball recoveries, and even when they concede 2 goals, he gets 7 points. That's the reason why I've gone for him over the likes of Gossens and Hateboer. But yeah, maybe one of those fullbacks will do very well and score. So yeah, not too sure about it, to be honest. But whatever. I think Gossens is a bit more nailed on. That's what I do prefer about him. But he is more expensive, and yeah, I'm not even sure, to be honest. But I just prefer Romero. The ball recovery points, he got 19 in one game. Even when they conceded 2, got 7 points. Hakimi, no. Like I said, no. Do it, mate. 4 minutes to the deadline. Yeah, but not too sure about Bruno. This is the thing. I'm not sure if I get him in, will he be playing a matchday 6? Will he... I don't know. Will he even be benched this week? I'm not even sure. That's what I mean. If I'm being honest, I'm trying to think of every single possibility and come up with the best decision. But yeah, the more you overthink, obviously, the worse decision you take. Yeah, -36. Yeah, I mean, that's just awful. Trust your gut, just like the Meunier transfer a few weeks, which you messed up. Yeah, true. And Meunier, who I wanted to get back in for game week 4, I got him in and he did very well. And yeah, and that's happened when I backed my gut. So I might just go with this. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, it's not ideal making transfers this late, but it's better than doing them too early and then having to make hits. But this is why I might end up going with Bruno. Should still be an upgrade on Casemiro anyway, and hopefully this team does well. But just no confidence at all in this team, if I'm being honest. Ideally, I want to get rid of Danilo as well, but is it worth taking a -8? Probably not. But you know what? I might just get Destin. But he's got Juventus next, so I'm not even sure about that either. So I might just keep things as they are. Thoughts on Captain and Gossens? Not for me, but it's up to you, mate. Robertson, Adrian's going to play probably, so I'm not really sure about that. Yeah, it should work, Akil. It should work. That's what's happened to a lot of people in the past. I've gone for both Zapata and Ilicic, as one of them will surely start. That is true, but yeah, I mean, I don't even know, man. That is probably a good choice, but I've also got Christian Romero as well. The thing with Atalanta is I know they're going to be hungry. You know what? I might just be very bold and go for Ilicic instead of Bruno. It's either Ilicic or Bruno, I think. But not too sure. But I need to make the transfers now, no matter what. You know what? Yeah. Ilicic might do very well, but I'll just have Zapata. Hopefully he's good enough cover. And I will be going for Bruno, I think. It's one of those two. Good luck to you all. Good luck to you as well. 3 more minutes. Good luck, boys. Sterling and Watkins to grab Grealish and Jesus worked out great this weekend. Oh, that's good. That's very good. Unfortunately, Grealish is going to have no game week 11, but that's a different story. You can check out my video that I made the other day, or should I say today, actually. I've lost track of time, but yeah. Yeah, let's just go for this. -4. Yeah. Jesus Christ, this is just not play chip. Oh, I wish I had the chips. Jesus Christ. Anyway, let's sort out the bench quickly. Atalanta play today, don't they? Yeah, they do. So I need to sub him on quick. Sub him on for Haaland, who I'm pretty sure he plays on the Tuesday. Yeah, he does. Perfect. Sub out. And yeah, as for Koundé, let's just double check. He plays tomorrow. Barrios plays tomorrow, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he does. And Mendy plays tomorrow. Yeah, okay, that's fine then. Captaincy, I might go for Zapata in the end, but I'm not sure. I might end up going for someone else instead. Salah or Zapata, that is the question. Good luck and hope for green arrows to you all. Good luck as well to you too. I traded Walker for Cancelo and press wildcard this time. Hopefully it should work. Yeah, it should, and it should cancel all the hits. If not, that's just really, really bad. Don't go with Bruno, please. He's going to upset you. At this point, I mean, my team is upsetting me. The amount of rotation and all of this is up. So, to be honest, what harm can Bruno do, to be honest? Unless he gets a red card and, I don't know, all that stuff. So, yeah, Salah, I'm pretty sure, wait, does Bruno play? That's tomorrow as well. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Salah or Zapata? Yeah. You know what? Probably not ideal. You know what? No. This is what I mean. Last minute changes. I mean, Zapata, Salah, I think are the best picks from the team I have available. But yeah, I don't know. I think Salah's just a bit more reliable. Zapata might not play, all of that stuff. You could change view to date. Yeah, less balls recovered, but more likely to get an assist or two. Sylvester Michelin, I think, is the better pick. No, yeah, he could be, but I already got Christian Romero, and yeah, the point is, if Atalanta concede, Romero can still get a lot of points without scoring, without assisting. That's just the way I look at it. But you know, there's no necessarily right or wrong answer. But I've already made the change, and there you go, it's done. And Salah's my captain. Zapata has come in, Christian Romero's come in, and Bruno Fernandes. Yeah, not ideal. Hopefully this match day goes very well for all of you. But yeah, nothing we can do now. All we can do now is just hope for the very best. I'll be answering any last questions you lot have before concluding this. Zapata captain the opponent is weak, that is true, but just ended up going with Salah. And if not, I've got Haaland in the end. But hopefully the captaincy with Salah does work. Good luck to you and everyone watching right now. Bruno's been a blessing in the Premier League. He will do great for you tomorrow. Thank you, Milan. Very nice positivity from you. And hopefully you're right. Hopefully Bruno does well. And even if he doesn't, I'm pretty sure he will in FPL. He's been so good. And I'm happy to have him on that as well. I did Lewandowski, Barrios, Meunier to Zapata, Ilicic, Angelino for -4. Fingers crossed. Good luck to you, Miguel. At this point, it's all about luck. Hopefully our decisions pay off and we get the points. Pens down. Good luck all. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. I captain Gossens. Damn, you feeling brave. Good luck. You have Ronaldo next. I mean, yeah, you pretty much have one of the best of all time next in his competition. So yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be too worried. Where are you from, mate? I was born in London. My family are from Argentina. Yeah. Ronaldo or Haaland captain tomorrow? I mean, I've been asked this before. I tend to go with Haaland, but considering the fixture, you know what? You could go for Ronaldo. I prefer Haaland, but you know what? You can't go wrong with either one of them. Your team is solid, mate. It will deliver. I hope so. If I'm being honest, and I know it kind of comes across in this stream, I'm very insecure about it because recently I have made some mistakes, but also there has been some bad luck with, you know, this rotation coming out of nowhere, COVID-19, injuries and all of this stuff. It forced me to play my wildcard early. And ever since, I mean, especially now, I'm just not sure if all these players I'm getting in, will they do well? Will they even play in matchday 5, in matchday 6? I mean, I'm not sure. And that's the thing with Champions League. When teams qualify, they tend to rest players. So it's just so difficult to predict. And it's very difficult. And if you get it right, you can get it spectacularly right, get a lot of points. And if you don't, yeah, you know, you're just there wishing that you did the other thing. But yeah. You answer all my questions, you're great, no problem. I try to answer every single one of them. I think I have missed some questions, unfortunately, and I apologize for that. But it's very difficult to go through, and I'm very happy, you know, to have engaged in a discussion with all of you. And up to 100 people were watching at one point. So yeah, thank you very much. Do you think I made a mistake by leaving Oblak in goal? I'm pretty sure he plays tomorrow, doesn't he? If you have another keeper who does play on the Tuesday, then yeah, you would have made a mistake. But you know what? If Atletico ever keep a clean sheet against Bayern, it would be now with no Lewandowski, Goretzka, and Neuer, because you know they're three key parts of that cog, of those, you know, that machine. They are three cogs in that machine, should I say? especially how you conducted the live stream and made during transfers as well. Kudos. Yeah, I have to say, I will admit, I did struggle because, I mean, I left it literally to the last minute, and it's just, I've been thinking about this all the time, and the fact that Meunier, was announced that he's going to miss the game today, that news came in, and then all of the other stuff. I mean, Lewandowski, I think, was yesterday or the day before that. It's just not ideal. Then Danilo, I think the news came out today for that as well, and I've got him in there, and I just don't want him anymore. Don't want him. And the problem with Danilo, I think he plays tomorrow, and you know what? I'll probably just keep him on the bench. And if he does play, you know what? I'm gonna hate Pirlo because he said one thing and he ends up playing him. He gets a clean sheet, let's say, and he's on my bench. So I don't know what to do with that as well. But we'll have to wait and see. Good luck, mate. Good luck to you too. This season is mad. It is, and if I'm being honest, it's probably the toughest season I've ever, been part of. To be fair, though, I only really started from last season, but I already think this is a much tougher season with COVID, with the even more rotation than usual. It's just really, really mad. Is it over? Yep, the deadline is over. And if you want to buy my video, don't worry, I will be concluding very soon. Do you think getting De Bruyne was a good idea? If he starts, I think it is. If not, it's just bad luck. But that's the thing with City. You can never tell. Is Ferran Torres going to play? Is Sterling going to play? Is Cancelo going to play? Diaz, De Bruyne, Jesus? It's too many headaches with Man City. That's why I try to avoid them when possible. In FPL, I'm confident about KDB as an asset. In UCL Fantasy, not so much because of minutes, unfortunately. This channel's so underrated, great content. Thank you very much, Adiyita. I really appreciate it. Was about to confirm -16, but the deadline already passed, which leaves me with -8. Hopefully no more players missing matches. To be honest, that could be a blessing in disguise, because -16 is very hard to kind of overcome, but hopefully you do well. Good luck to you, Sreko and Atul. Good luck to all of you, everyone who's been watching. Ilicic captain, Ronaldo if he fails. That's a pretty solid plan, to be honest. One of them is bound to deliver. Thank you, Mahmood, for your comments and all your questions and suggestions and stuff. Thank you very much. And to be honest, yeah, hopefully Trubin, comes clutch and gets a clean sheet against Real Madrid. But what are the chances of that happening? Oh my god. I mean, if I'm being honest with you guys, let's see if this loads up again. I probably shouldn't have done that. Oh yeah, let me close this before some witchery happens. If I was on a wildcard, obviously I showed you the team I would wildcard to and the Limitless, but I would definitely get rid of Trubin. I would get rid of Danilo. I would get rid of Lodi and Pavard, probably, at least for this game week it would have been. I would have gotten rid of a lot of people. Ferran Torres as well, Lacina Traore, yes. But whatever, hopefully they do well. And yeah, there's not much more that we can do now. It has passed. Thank you, Sreko and Atul. That's too much expectation. Yeah, it is, man. It is. But at this point, I'm desperate for points and haven't had a great start. As you know, I'm on 266 and I'm around 37k in the world. Very, very poor start. I think I was around 20 or top 10k at this point last season. Matchday 4 was an improvement, but just not good enough. And I did take a -8 on that occasion. So I'm really going to be hoping for a 70, 80, 90 point week. Even more, it would be amazing. But yeah, it's just very difficult, obviously, very difficult this season. You shall not pass. Yeah, in my case, you shall not get points. But we'll see what happens. Thank you, Ninad, for joining in the discussion once again. Thank you, Atul, and thank you everyone who's been watching. And yeah, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Smash the like button. Trying to get to 2,000 subscribers. And like I said, I really appreciate all the support, all the comments. It's what makes, FPL, UCL Fantasy so interesting. And yeah, I really appreciate all the discussion, all the questions. And I know a lot of you were asking the same questions. I know some of you joined late and stuff like that. But yeah, it's very important to know the latest information. Always keep up to date. And I think Twitter is very important for you lot. Always follow the right pages. They can give you all the latest updates on injuries, COVID-19, people getting rested out of nowhere, stuff like that. Because rotation is going to be a big part of this season and COVID-19, unfortunately, as well. But hopefully this doesn't last for too long. And hopefully you get the points for Game Week 5. I wish you all the best. And hopefully all your hits, all your transfers and captaincy choices are worth it. And I will see you in the next video. It will be a FPL live stream on Friday, or maybe now it could be on the Saturday because of the game being postponed. And as for UCL Fantasy, yeah, for Matchday 6, I'll be doing another live stream and I'll be doing another preview, of course. But thank you to everyone who's joined in, and I'll see you next time.